You are live. That is great. Just had to wash my face. It's going to be a quick one. Let me get in here. I'm talking to myself. Where's my lactic acid? Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god, I am so swollen right now. My freaking allergies. Oh god. This time of year really sucks ass. Uh-oh. Oh, good morning, good morning. How is everybody today? I'm going to do a little quickie one today because I'm actually going to talk to you guys while I get ready because I got to run somewhere. Got some errands to run. How is everybody this morning, though? Good morning, good morning. Well, let me take my headphones out. Where the fuck are... Where's my headphone case? Hold on. How is everybody? I am exhausted. So tired. Had a busy weekend. My son had a roller hockey tournament this weekend, although we didn't have to travel, which was kind of nice. It was here, so it was like 40 minutes away, I think. No, not even. I think it's like a half hour from here, but they always do the young kids games. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Hold on. Get this pain in the ass in here. Come on. You know, they always do the kid, like young kids. The games are so early in the morning. So on Saturday, it was like 7:30 in the morning. I was like, no. Like, and then yesterday it was 8:30. Shit. My husband and my son, they always leave before me because like I take forever to get dressed. So, well, forever compared to them. I mean, I could get dressed quick, but they always get dressed and they just go and I meet them there. So I my husband woke me up yesterday and I don't know what the fuck happened. I like just when he wakes me up, I have to like physically get up because if I don't, I'll fall back to sleep. And that's what happened yesterday. I fell back to sleep and I woke up and it was like 8 o'clock and I'm like, no, because the game started at 8:20. There was just no way I was gonna get there. So I missed this first game in the morning. I was just so tired. And then today, oh my god, I'm so tired again. So it's just that time of the month, you know, when you just get really tired for no reason. So I was just like exhausted and I almost fell back to sleep this morning, but I have shit to do. I hate that. I'm so fucking tired, yeah. And there was like long days too. Like on Saturday, oh my god, it was the longest day ever. Because his first game was at like 7 something in the morning. And then the second game was like, what time was it? 10 something, and then we had to wait all the way until like almost 5 o'clock. So I came home in between, and the place that it was at, because I had to let the dog out. I felt bad that he was home by himself like for such a long period of time. So I came home in between, and what do you call it? I the place that the tournament was at was right near the cemetery that my grandparents are buried in. So I was like, oh, you know what? I should go back over there because I haven't seen my nana's. You know, I haven't been there since her funeral. So, you know, it's far away from my house. It's like a good like half hour or so. So I was like, you know, I just don't like get the chance to drive out there. So I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna drive out there. I haven't seen. I don't know why I thought she would have like a separate headstone than my grandfather, and then I realized that they have the same headstone. It's just they engraved her name on it. So I think when we were there for her funeral, I'm not sure if they like took it or I don't remember exactly what happened. But I brought back like some candles and stuff and left them on their headstone. So I haven't been there in a really long time. So so crazy because like years ago, there's no fucking way I would ever walk into a cemetery by myself. Like I don't give a shit, you know. Now I don't care. I'm just like I sat there for like a good, 20 minutes or so. And I realized like so much of my family, I'm like, it's like a family reunion over here. Got my cousin this and my, my mom's aunt is there. There's a lot of people in the same row in the cemetery. So I went there. But it didn't happen this weekend. Laura didn't pull up on me, dude. I thought she was gonna drive by my house and leave a sign here. Although I wasn't home to see it. I thought I was gonna be home this weekend. I realized, oh yeah, that's right. My son has a tournament this weekend. Could you stop barking at me? Getting ready to run errands and then get some lunch. My daughter will be at tennis and band practice. Ooh, my husband is out of town for work. Are some of your kids done with school? Because I know a lot of other states, the kids, they end school like in May. Our kids don't end until June. So I'm a weirdo. I love old cemeteries. Dude, like seriously, before my parents passed away, there's no way I would ever went to a cemetery by myself. No way. But I don't know. It's just weird. Like now it doesn't bother me. Stop. It doesn't bother me anymore. I just go in there. I find it actually peaceful. Let me tell you though, it was a busy day at the cemetery. Holy shit. Was there a lot of cars there and a lot of funerals? I was like, what is going on? I guess because I've only ever gone there on the week, like during the week. So I never seen that many cars there. And I was like, holy shit. Like, what's going on over here? Your kids have been out for over a week. Yeah. See, we don't end until June. It's so weird. I remember when my sister-in-law, because they moved down south, and I remember, they were like the kids end school in May. I was like, what? May? Like that's so early. I didn't realize like most of the country is like that. We're like the only weirdos that stay in school until June. Not at night. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd go there at night alone. That would definitely be creepy. But during the day, it doesn't bother me. It's actually really peaceful. So it doesn't bother me. Definitely wouldn't go at night by myself. I don't even know if I'd go at night with somebody else. But during the day, well, they close the gates anyway, so you wouldn't even be able to get into the cemetery at night because I think they close the gate at like 5. So it's a huge cemetery. It's huge. And it's next to there's a military cemetery. Dude, the military cemetery is crazy. It's so like, dude, every headstone's exactly the same. And like when you drive by it, I don't know if they like measure the distance between each like site, but it's like perfect. Like it's so precise. Every headstone is like standing exactly straight up, like in a fucking perfect row. Like even when you see it on a diagonal, when you're driving, it's like perfectly lined up. It's so weird looking. Cause like normal cemeteries, obviously everybody has different headstones, you know? But like it's flat and then it's just like perfectly lined up. It's so crazy the way they do that. I'm no ghost hunter. I just love the quiet. Yeah, I want to encounter no ghosts unless they're friendly ghosts. School ended here May 16th. Holy shit, that's like a full month before we end school. Ours is in June. That's crazy. Like the end of June. So, yeah. So I was waiting for Laura to pull up, but in all fairness, I didn't check my security camera. But when I was driving yesterday, I was thinking to myself, oh, where's Laura? She's supposed to fucking pull up to my house. Sunday, bitch. Clock's ticking. I'm waiting. She never pulled up. Like I knew she wasn't going to because I don't sincerely think she was even near my house, but maybe she was. Maybe she was. I don't know. Hey, good morning, figure skating coach. So yeah, I've done rubbings on some old stones, never anyone's names. What do you mean? I watch this guy. I think it's pretty cool. He actually goes around and cleans off like old graves from like the 1800s. And I think that's cool, that he does that. This dog is so annoying. He's just going to sit here and bark at me. What do you mean rubbings? Do you take like an impression or something? Not an impression, but like a tracing of it? Yeah, the military cemeteries are just it's so crazy like how exact everything is. I'm actually surprised that my grandmother well, I don't know. I would think my grandfather would have went in the military. Like he was in the military, and so was my uncle. A lot of people in my family, the men were in the military. Um, but I guess they didn't want to put him in a military cemetery. She never pulled up. Yeah, what a surprise. I know. Aren't you shocked? So I have no idea like what went down on YouTube this weekend because I totally didn't watch anything. So if anything went down exciting, let me know about it. They really didn't watch anything. I was kind of busy this weekend and I fell asleep both nights so early. like like grandma time. Like I was out. I was so fucking tired this weekend. With black paper and a silver pencil, you rub the pencil. Oh, on like I know what you're saying. Like the engravings that they do. That's pretty cool, actually. I do want to go. I was able to find out, and I never knew this before. Thank God to the internet, right? So my grandfather on my dad's side, I never met him. He passed away when my dad was young. My dad was 18, I believe, when he passed away. And so I never, got the chance actually to meet either of my grandparents on my dad's side. He didn't speak with his mother, which is just fucking crazy to me. Like I don't know, I just cannot imagine not talking to my mom. like, I mean, obviously since she passed away, but I'm saying like not talking to her voluntarily. I really don't know the whole story. I heard stories that my dad and his mom, like she was extremely mean to him growing up. Um, and my dad said that, and I again don't know if this is true or not. It's coming from my dad, and I only heard his side of the story. But he claims that, he would go see her every whatever Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, and that all of a sudden he went there one day and she had just kind of upped and moved and didn't tell him. And so her apartment was empty. I don't fully know if I believe that, but whatever. So, so he didn't speak to her, and she actually lived well into her 80s. I think she was like 86 when she passed away. And the way we found out that she passed away was somebody had written, I guess, a letter and sent it to his ex-wife. So his ex-wife took the letter and she like photocopied it and then like ripped out only the portion where it said that the mom passed away, and she mailed it to our house. And so that's how my dad found out that his mom passed away. So it was weird to say the least. But yeah, so I never got to meet her. And then I never met my grandfather, but I ended up looking up in like, if you go on like newspapers.com, I searched his name on there and I was actually able to find his obituary, which I never saw, and then where he was buried. And I just assumed that he was buried up in Connecticut because he lived up there. My dad's family pretty much all grew up in Connecticut, and my dad lived in the Bronx with his mom. And so I just assumed always that he was, buried in Connecticut. But I come to find out that he was actually buried here, in Queens, though. So that's a far ride. So one day, that's definitely on my bucket list, is to go, go to the cemetery and see my grandfather on my dad's side grieve, because I didn't even know he was here. That's pretty cool, Tallulah. I would never think to do that, but there are some pretty, dude, near my grandparents, there's some like sick mausoleums. I was looking at them yesterday. I'm like, damn, you got to be rich to be able to, get one of these things. Like one of them has like, it's really pretty. It has like stained glass windows. I don't know. I think, I never put too much thought into this, but I think I just want to be cremated. The thought of being left in a cemetery when I die just kind of like scares me. Like being in a box and being like all claustrophobic in a box just kind of fucking scares me. I don't know. Not that I'm going to know, but I just don't want to do that. It just sounds scary. Oh my God. So, yeah. Anyway. So that was it. It was a quiet but busy weekend. no fights, no Laura pulling up to my house. And I'm glad I went to go see my grandmother's, her grave, because it was, I haven't been there since 2021, April of 2021. So, it was nice to go there and finally see her grave and see her name on there, even though it's so sad. And it's crazy. My grandfather's, he passed away in 98. So, like, I'm looking at the engraving on his side, and you could, it's so worn out looking. Not like totally worn out. You could still read it, but compared to my grandmother's, it looks so, fresh. Like, all the corners look so sharp and everything. It's just crazy how, like, over time, it just kind of wears down, I guess, from like the rain and shit. My daddy's buried in a mausoleum. He said he didn't want people stepping on him. Aw. Those things are so nice, though. They really are. That makes sense, though. You don't want people stepping on you. I went there and I had made this little cross thing that I actually bought back back like a while ago. For Purple Rain, when her mom passed, I bought this mold. It was like a little cross with a candle, and I was all excited about it, and all of a sudden I get it. And the part where the candle was supposed to go in, like, this happens a lot with some of these molds that I order. The candle actually didn't fit in the mold. I was so mad, like a tea light. So, I had one of those made. So I had made a little resin charm with my mom's ashes in it. So I glued it to the cross, and then I left that on their grave. I was like, oh my God, you could totally tell which one's my grandmother's, because she always had so much like tchotchkes and shit around. And when you're walking, like, people have like flowers, but like her grave has like so much stuff on it. Like, there's like a little angel, there's some wine bottles, which I assume one of my aunts left there for my grandfather because he loved to drink wine. So there's like 3 wine bottle corks sitting up there. There's rocks. There's like a little sign that says, grandfather, whatever. That actually, I remember being like taped up on the stone. I guess it fell off. So it was kind of just leaning up there. But I was like, dude, you could totally tell which one's my grandmother's because it has the most shit on it. Like, there's so much stuff on it. Oh my God. So I left more stuff. I left more. It was so sad, but I left my mom's ashes there because I was like, I don't know if they put my mom's ashes, because my grandmother had a little pot with my mom's ashes in them, but I have no idea what happened to those. I don't know if like somebody took them, or if they were maybe given to my brother by somebody in my family, or what happened with those ashes. So I took the little necklace with her ashes and left it there, or they could have potentially buried it with my grandmother, but I don't know. I don't remember. So anyway, yeah, very exciting stuff, right? My big weekend at the cemetery. So yeah, that was that. But I missed a lot of YouTube drama this weekend. Come on, Ovi, go outside. I gotta go get him food. I feel like I'm constantly buying dog food. I don't have my mom's ashes either. Oh, you don't have them? Where my dad is buried, they take everything off the graves to cut the grass. Oh, get out of here. That sucks. Yasmina, I'm sorry to hear that. This little stone had to be laying there since my grandfather died in 98. It was so like worn out. You could still see that it said something like grandfather, greatest grandfather, or something like that. But they let you, put stuff. Some people have like little solar lights on there, you know. Um, that's sad though that you don't have your mom's ashes. I'm sorry to hear that. God, that stinks. I had them split up. My mom was, I have some, my brother has some, unfortunately. And then I gave a little bit to each one of my aunts and uncles, because one of like the last things my mom said to me, like the last conscious things that she said to me, was when I was in her hospital room the last night before she like really went septic and got bad and couldn't talk anymore. She was like, I'm like, Mom, what do you want? And she just goes, I want my family. And then she just fell asleep. And that was the last word she said to me, you know? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the last, like, real, like, conscious words that she said to me. And so I, when we went to the funeral home, I saw they had these little, uh, urns. They were like really tiny. And there was just one specific one that I saw. And I was like, oh, my Nana would love that. Like, just looked like her style, something that would go in her apartment. So I, I asked my brother, I'm like, do you think, maybe we could put ashes, get the little urns for everybody and, give everybody some ashes. So he, like, that was probably one of the only things like we agreed on. And he's like, yeah. But of course, his wife ruined that for me because it was like, that was like my gift to my family, and, it was a couple of weeks after her funeral. And I'm like, I never heard anything about the ashes, like even my own. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I called the funeral home and I'm like, my mom's ashes ready to be picked up. And they're like, yeah, your brother came and picked them up. Like, there's one on hand. I'm like, he picked up all the little ones? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So him and his wife went and picked up all the little urns for my mom's brothers and sisters. And his wife, as creepy as she is, went out and got like these little Christmas ornaments made, which I guess they were like these little angel ornaments, and put my mom's name on them and handed them out for Christmas with the ashes. And I'm like, that's fucking weird that you did that. Sorry, but that's fucking weird. I would never do that. Like, that's not your mom. Why are you handing out ornaments with my mom's name on them? Like, that's fucking weird for you to be doing. But, whatever. My mom buried my dad's ashes. We will bury hers on top of his. I even put a really heavy urn of flowers on it and someone took it. Oh my God, are you serious? That sucks. Yeah. So I was kind of pissed about it, because I'm like, that was my idea, number one. And like, number two, I would never overstep that boundary and like do that. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was fucking weird. But that was a sign of what was to come after that. Yeah. Yeah. I was pissed about it because I was like, and they didn't even tell me, like they didn't even say, oh, we picked up the ashes for everybody. They just like went and did it and didn't even say a fucking word about it. And, I had to find out through the funeral home. I mean, at that point in time, I was definitely, having issues with at least, my two aunts. So fine, if you took theirs, but like I was fine with everybody else. And I was kind of pissed that they took, everybody's and my grandmother's, I was like, you don't fucking do that. Like, that was my idea, first of all. And it was something that I wanted to do for everybody and for my mom, and then you like do that. Like, that's fucking weird. I'll never forget. My one aunt sent me a picture of the fucking cheap ass little ornament that she bought. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, that's so fucking weird, dude. I would just never think to do that ever. It was all a show, that she was putting on. Four of us siblings split our parents' ashes among us equally. We each have ashes of our parents. Yeah, that's the right thing to do, split them up. I'm just glad I got my dad passed away. I had his urn and then we put my mom's ashes in there. So like I have the original one, the original urn. So that makes me feel good because we split my dad's ashes. Me and my brother split my dad's ashes and they mixed them. And so he has, half my dad's, half my mom's. I have half my mom's, whatever. Since my dad died the day after my daughter was born, we used to decorate his grave in her birthday theme. Someone wanted the ruby red slippers that we had uphold him. Oh my God. Are you serious? We aren't allowed to put anything on graves either. I used to plant a beautiful little garden every summer on my daughter's grave. And now I can't. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, burn hot dog. That's so messed up. I guess that's like an important thing to check into then, if you're buying a cemetery plot. Because, those little things that you do, those little ritual, things that you do, like make you feel better. And it's kind of crazy that they don't allow that, especially when you paid for the plot of land. So technically you own it, you know, you own the plot. So you should be able to do what you want. That's crazy. I mean, I'm actually shocked that they let you keep things there because I was thinking the same thing the other day. You know, they're not going to let, you know, people put things there, but sure enough, there was a lot of stuff there on my grandfather's grave. And you know, it's crazy, and I don't know if it's mine, but when I went there years ago, I put a rock on top of the grave, and there was this little rock sitting up there, and I'm like, there's no way that that could still be the same rock that I put up there. I mean, I'm talking this had to be like 10, 15 years ago that I put this rock up on top of my grandfather's grave, and it's still sitting there. Actually, there's two of them. And I'm like, that cannot be the same rock. There's just no fucking way that that thing didn't blow off or something by now. New owners bought it. Oh, that's so sad, Burn Hot Dog. That sucks. That really does. I guess they just don't want to be responsible for this stuff. I don't know. That's really stupid. What about if you tape something to the grave, like the actual headstone? Just got here, but I have my dad's own urn. I bring him with me when we evacuate, etc. He comes with me along with the special things on the shelf he's on. I chose his urn. I was 10. Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. That's so sad. That sucks. Damn. Hey, Lisa. I'm sorry. I just read that. I meant to read this. I went to go visit Douglas Fairbanks' grave last Sunday and didn't bring flowers or anything. Was surprised to see flowers and even pictures. Who is Douglas Fairbanks? So I know now for next year. I didn't want to buy flowers. I felt like flowers were gonna like just die. So I was like, I brought a little, you know, thing that I made that hopefully will stay there. Who knows? With my family, they might fucking chuck it in the garbage. I'm currently working out of state with an out of state natural cemetery in my business. Ever see that shit? No, I never heard of that. My favorite actor. Oh, okay. All right. I got you. They essentially turn you into mulch in a natural process and plant trees. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. That's not a bad idea, though. They'll allow us to buy their vases and fake flowers to put on either side of the headstone. It's not the same. No, it's not. So they're like one of those businesses where it's like, yeah, you could do this, but only through us. That's so shitty. It's really gross. Actually, I told you guys I was watching all this stuff about JFK, the JFK assassination recently. And right before I watched this video. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this channel. It's called Ask a Mortician. And she does a lot of like videos like explaining, you know, different things. So she did one on the JFK assassination, and she was talking about that right beforehand, before his assassination. There was this book that came out that kind of exposed the business of, you know, like the death business, because it is a business, you know. If you guys watching my grief series, I was kind of shocked when I went down the first time when my dad passed away. They bring you down into this, like, I call it the showroom of death. Like, you know, because it's like they bring you down, you're like doing all this, you know, planning and everything. And then they bring you down into this little showroom. And it's like so fucking weird, you know? And they have like all these things you could buy. And they're like, sell, sell, sell. Like, and it's like, do you realize like my family member just passed away? Like, I'm not like shopping. Okay. They have like necklaces. You could buy this, you could buy that, clothes. They even have funeral dresses down there. They have the caskets. And it's just so fucking weird. Like, because it's like, it's not on display in the funeral home. It's like downstairs. I don't know if it's like this in every funeral home, but you know, and I mean, I'm sure they have a showroom. I'm just not sure if they're all downstairs. And they bring you down there, and it's just like so weird because you're like, you know, like, I don't know. It just feels weird when you're in this like showroom and it's all things having to do with death, you know, like all the urns and you know, whatever. And then like jewelry. I mean, they got everything you could need right there in their little fucking showroom. So weird. It's just so odd. You know, it's like, oh, okay. We're like in the shopping. Like, it's almost like, you know, when you go to like a museum or like a theme park And like when you leave, they kind of force you to go into the gift shop, on the way out. Like that's what it felt like. I fucking hate those gift shops because everything's so goddamn expensive in them. But like if you go to the aquarium out here, on the way out, like you can't leave the aquarium without going through the gift shop. They force you into the gift shop. And that's what it kind of felt like. Like you're in the death gift shop. Here you go. It's like so fucking weird. So uncomfortable. Other composting material be reduced to 1 cubic yard of dirt. Ooh, such a crazy moment. You're in another world. But before, I'm reading 2 comments. You're expected to make all these. Yeah, exactly. Crazy Gemini. It feels like a dream still. That's what it is. You're like in a daze already. And then you get down there and they're like trying to sell you shit. And you're like, like, you're like, I'm not like thinking of shopping right now, I mean, it is nice that they have some of those things, but like they had a lot of stuff there. For cremation, we did I keep losing these things. Viewing just for family. Yeah, we did that with my dad, but my dad, I didn't view him. I took one look. My dad was really big on like not wanting people to view him in his casket. Like he had expressed to us several times that he did not want an open casket at his funeral, and he didn't want anybody looking at him or seeing him when he was passed away. So when he died, they asked if we wanted to do that, and my mom said yes. And I was like, no. I'm like, no, that's not like what he wanted. And so my mom and my brother sat in there, and when they opened the casket, I saw him for like 2 seconds, and I went, nope, sorry, I'm out. I walked out of the room. I was like, he didn't want this. Like, this is not what he wanted. So I just left because it's not what he wanted. He was like, really made that very fucking abundantly clear. And I'm like, figures, my mom and my brother got to go against everything he says. That's what he wanted. He didn't want anybody seeing him. I'm sticking with that. At least I got all my family's photo albums and some of my mom's old things. That's very important. Very important. That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe I should look into the fucking composting thing. Thumbprint and initial. I like the thumbprint thing. I wish I got that. They keep it on file for a certain amount of time. Oh my God, that's so sad. Burn hot dog. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I can't do the viewing portion of a funeral. I lose it. Now I just stand back until the end when I say my goodbyes. I mean, after you see your parents dead, like I think it just like kind of desensitizes you to it, and so it makes other people's funerals not as hard, I guess. Still did a public celebration of life with her urn. I did like 1,000 pictures of her. Aw, I was just shocked. I don't want people gawking at me either. Me neither. But I also know seeing your loved one could be a huge part of that closure. It's a hard decision. I mean, like I've never like really thought about it too hard, but yeah, that is kind of weird. That is a hard decision to make. I don't really like thinking about these things, but I guess you kind of have to as you get older. It's kind of smart. Me and my husband were just talking about last night. Like, if anything happened to us, I'm like, where would we leave? My son. Like who would my son go to? And he's like, what about the dog? I'm like, oh yeah, the dog. I forgot we would have to find a home for him too. Shit. They stayed in the room. They weren't talking to him unless I helped. I refused to allow anyone to push me out of the room. My brother is a jeweler, and he had a pendant made for his siblings with my dad's signature on one side and a quote he always said, oh, that's sweet. Those things do help. I mean, it's just so weird going into that like showroom, like, after planning the funeral and everything. And they're like, it's just so weird because it's like a little store and you're just like, what the fuck? Like the first time I saw it, I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is so weird, you know? I shaved a baby that dressed him before his funeral home came together. I put him in a t-shirt. Wow. Good for you. I wouldn't be able to do that. It was hard to watch her die. It was hard to see her dead. Yeah, Tulu, I know, girl. I've been there. I've been there. Well, that's what they were saying in this book was that like they took away because a lot of people used to do that, the whole washing the body and even they used to take pictures, which to me is weird, but like nowadays, I guess it's weird in our society, but that used to be standard practice. Like in the Victorian days, they would actually pose the body to make it look as if it was still living. And then the family would take a picture, like a last picture with the body. And I'm like, that is fucking disturbing. But like back then, that's what people did. You know, they had the services in their home. There was no funeral homes. Like that's like a pretty newish kind of concept. And it's all for money and it is a business. The whole thing is a business, which is kind of sick, but I guess also kind of necessary, in a sense. I have a piece of my husband's hair. Aw, no need to be sorry. It's hard to wrap your head around it. 1 second they are here and then they are gone. Yeah. It's very, very strange. I wanted to give our mom a bath after she passed, but my sister would let me. Wouldn't I think he meant wouldn't let you. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Pre-donated his remains to the body farm. Oh, that's crazy because I was kind of thinking of that too. I was like, you know what? I would like maybe want my body to go to science for like a good cause. You know what I'm saying? Because that would kind of be cool too. Let people do experiments and shit. Yeah. Did you guys ever see the picture where they pose the guy on the motorcycle? This shit is so weird. Like they do it in other countries still, you know? I don't know. I think that's kind of creepy. Yeah, the Victorians definitely had some strange ideas about death and shit. Like they did some weird things. I watch a lot of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm weird. I guess I'm a weirdo. They did a lot of weird shit during the Victorian days. I watch a lot. There's a lot of girls on here that do like the hair, like the Victorians, or they'll do like a day in the life of a Victorian person. And I'm like, just like the fucking clothes that they had to put on at that time. I'm like, holy shit. You know, they put on so much clothes. It's like crazy. Yeah, that's what reminds me of Life Rewinded. Weekend at Bernie's. I've seen they like, yeah, wax and prop them up. I don't know. I think that's fucking weird. I don't know. It just kind of is creepy to me. Like I don't know if I'd like that. I just don't know. The body was posed in a chair. No. Oh no. Uh-uh. See, that would totally freak me the fuck out. Ugh, I don't know. I used to do hair on dead people for funeral homes. Oh my god, girl. That shit would freak me out. I'll never forget when I was a kid. My girlfriend's one of my friends, I think it was her stepdad, or it might have just been a guy. I think it was a guy her mom was dating. I think it was her mom's boyfriend. He was, he worked at a funeral home, and he did like the makeup. I don't know if he was like a funeral director or what, but we were at her house, and we had just like finished watching a scary movie. And I was like not into scary movies. I still am not. I just don't like them, But especially when I was young, like I was not into scary movies at all. And we're sitting in her basement, and oh my god, and all of a sudden we see like this black box there. So we open it up, and it's all makeup, and we're like, oh my god, we're like, makeup. It was me and some other girl. We're like going through the makeup and everything. We're like putting Sorry about that. I accidentally just left the studio. So we're sitting there, we're like swatching all the makeup. We're putting like, putting it on our hands and everything. Like, ooh, this is a pretty lipstick color. All of a sudden, my friend comes downstairs. She's like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "What?" Like, there's makeup. She's like, "That's from the funeral home. That's not, that goes on the dead people." We were like, "Ah!" We like freaked the fuck out. Oh my God. Oh, it's so scary. We were like, no. It was all like it was his whole kit for doing like makeup on dead people. And we're sitting there fucking putting it on ourselves. Oh my God. We were so fucking freaked out by it. I think that would just freak me out to be like in the funeral home doing hair or putting makeup on somebody who is dead. Like, I don't know. I just don't think I would be capable of doing that. They use different kind of makeup too. They use like it's different. You can actually feel that it's different too. Like the lipsticks, like obviously because they're using lipsticks that are gonna just kind of sit there. They're not really for like moisturizing purposes. So they're like very dry, very, very waxy feeling. I remember like swatching it and thinking like, what the fuck? It's like dragging across my hand, like it didn't feel like normal lipstick. I just put my entire makeup bag in compact with her in her casket. Oh, dude, they did my mom's hair so bad. Oh my God, it was so bad. I'm so happy though, because my mom, I told you guys this, like, she was on steroids. So like, she grew like facial hair, not like bad, but you know, the week before she died, I went up to the hospital and I washed her hair for her, like, and then I waxed her eyebrows and I waxed her mustache and everything. And like, I'm so happy I did that because she would have been like fucking mortified if she would have had to be in the casket like that. Like, I just did it because I felt so bad because she couldn't get up and shower. And I was like, what could I do for her to make her feel better? So I brought like wax with me. I waxed her eyebrows. I shaped them up. I always used to do her eyebrows for her. So like, and then I used to dye her hair for her, but I couldn't do it obviously in the hospital. So I just used like a foam shampoo and I, you know, brushed her hair out and just made it so nice. She had so much hair, my mom. Holy shit. She had such like thick hair. I wish I got her hair, but anyway, when we got down to the funeral home, like my mom I didn't have that many pictures of her, where she even had like her makeup done. So I didn't want to bring in one that she had like a lot of makeup. She wore makeup every day, but like very natural looking. So I'm trying to find a picture where she looks. It was hard for me to find like a recent picture of her the way she did her makeup. So I found one that was probably like 10 years old at the time, and she had bangs at the time. She had like cut bangs, but they were like kind of like, I don't know, they used to kind of like part in the middle and like they were swept off to the side. What are you doing? Sorry. So I gave them that picture and I'm like, I think I gave them a couple of pictures. So we got there and I didn't want to complain. I was just like so out of it. But they like took her bangs. I swear to God, like it must have been a man who did it because I'm like, no woman would do this. Like they took like her bangs and it looked like when I was a kid, this is what I used to do, like in the 80s. I would take a curling iron, right? And I would curl, like I'd split my bangs in half. I'm sure a lot of women did this. And I would curl, like I'd spray the shit out of them with spray, like hairspray. And then I'd curl it under. So I'd curl like one section under and the other one like up, but you spray the shit out of it with hairspray before you curl it so it stays, right? And then when you release the curling iron, you kind of like finger comb through them to like separate it. Well, like they didn't do that. They just like this is what it looked like they did. It looked like they just took the curling iron, curled them under, and then pulled the curling iron out and just left it like that. Like so it had like that shine, like that perfect shine. And I'm looking at her bangs and I'm like, oh my God, that like whoever did her fucking bangs did them horrible. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. I was just like, whatever. Well, of course, when my aunts got there, they had to fucking complain. They literally went and got the fucking funeral director and asked them to fix her bangs. Like they weren't horrible, But I was like looking at him. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like she looks like she's going to a sock hop the way her fucking bangs were curled under. Like just so perfectly straight. It was like, God. Like that's not the way they were in the picture. I don't know who did them, but they didn't do a very good job. So but I was like, I just don't want to complain. Like I just didn't have the energy at that point in time. So my aunts went in and complained and they kind of fixed them. They like brushed them out a little bit, but they still looked like so curled under. But I was like, whatever, dude. You know, it's just bangs. The end of the day, it's not important. It's like, yeah, it was like a hot dog. It was like they literally just took it and curled it under and left it like that. Like no brushing it out. Like, it was so bad. The rest of her hair looked good, but it was just like, oh my God. I just try not to even like honestly, to be like dead honest with you, I could only remember her bangs in her casket. Like I try not to even think about like the way she looked because it's not even her. That wasn't even her about doing. Oh, I know. Is that chick? Is that the girl that was on the Ask a Mortician channel? She's like super, super, super tiny, really short girl. She's like adorable. And I don't know what she is. Like, I don't want to miss, whatever, but is she like kind of Spanish, like Hispanic, or maybe even Native American? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. And she's so cute. My grandmother has told me when she passes, she just wants a closed casket graveside because no one else can do her hair right. Yeah, right. I just like, oh my God, I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I think I would have been such a mess. Like trying to like do her hair, I would have been crying. No way, no way. I don't know how people do that. Hey, blank screen in the house. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for people who do that job. I wear a shit ton of makeup every day. Well, if anybody ever needs to ask how to do my makeup, they could just go on one of my YouTube videos and like literally get like step-by-step instructions. Although, it might be a little out of style, but by then, I don't know. Paid up front, so we ripped out the contract, told me better get her casket as soon. Yeah, I didn't want to cause any problems at her week. I was just like, whatever, dude. I didn't have the energy. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just bangs. But of course, my aunts went and complained. And they probably blamed it on me somehow. I did make them cover her grays up, though. I had to go buy like that root spray so that they could like, they wouldn't dye her hair, obviously. So I went and got the root spray because I'm like, she'd be mortified, if she knew that like her grays were showing. Bringing in their own makeup helps a lot. I think I did give them I gave them her lipstick and then eyeshadow. I don't think I gave them her eyeshadows, but I actually have all my mom's makeup still. I have her whole makeup box all sitting there and it's sitting in the cabinet, kind of like the old makeup I showed you guys. I like wearing makeup. I enjoy doing it, but I'm not a chick that has to have my face done. No, me neither. You know what, Smoky Blue? I used to when I was younger, but I don't know. Nowadays, I just like don't care. I probably leave my house more without makeup than I do with makeup because I just don't feel like sitting there doing it. I usually just like at least have to put foundation on because my skin, the tone is just so uneven. And it's just, if I didn't have a problem with my under eyes, I always have like puffy purple bags, like reddish looking bags under my eyes. Like I probably would never wear makeup because like that's the part that I always have to cover up all the time is my fucking eyes. They always look swollen. Like ever since I was a kid, I was born with like puffy looking eyes for some reason. I hate that. So, but I at least I like even this weekend because I got up so early. I wasn't about to sit there doing makeup, but I at least like just threw foundation on, a little bit of concealer under my eyes, and I have to fill my eyebrows and do mascara. I just don't like, and honestly, what broke the habit was COVID, because I would not leave my house without makeup on. Like I just wouldn't. There's no way I would go to a store, nothing without my makeup being done. And then when COVID hit, I was like doing my makeup for such a long time. And I was like, this is disgusting. When you have that mask on and then you have makeup on and it's like all over the mask. And it was just like, I'm like, why am I wasting my time doing my makeup? Nobody could see it anyway. You know, half of my face is covered up. And so I just kind of got more comfortable leaving my house without it. And now I leave my house without it all the time. If I'm like going somewhere where I know I'm going to see people, I'll do my makeup. But like, even then, I still like might just put on a little bit of foundation, mascara, and that's it. And fill my eyebrows in. I wish I never plucked my eyebrows when I was younger because like they were so thick and I over plucked them like many of us did in like the early 2000s. And I hate it because now I have to fill them in. I just feel like when you fill your eyebrows in, even if you don't do the rest of your makeup, just filling in your eyebrows takes like 10 years off of your life, like off your age. Like it just makes you look younger to have fuller eyebrows. One good thing about COVID. Yeah. I'm not honestly doing eye makeup is actually my favorite part of doing my makeup. Like that's what I enjoy doing is my eye makeup. I went into Ulta yesterday because I was still looking for a palette that I could bring with me on vacation and just bring that one palette and also one that was durable that I didn't have to worry about like breaking. Even though I like the last one I got, I just like some of the colors I'm not crazy about. So I'm looking and I'm like, they really have not come out with any new eyeshadow palettes. I was tempted to buy Tarte had one called Man Eater, I think, and it was really pretty, but it was like $50. And I was like, I don't know. Because if that broke on the airplane, I would be really fucking pissed. So I don't know. On the air, I hate bringing my makeup on the airplane because it's fucking, they don't care. They take your bag, they throw it, and you ever watch them loading the airplane? They just fucking throw your bag. And I hate that. So last year I really didn't do my makeup all that much on vacation, but I just want to bring something, just one thing. Like I'm trying to keep the weight down in my bag so I can bring more shoes with me. So believe it or not, all the little my makeup bag is heavy, dude. Like, those little plastic palettes and shit, they all like add up. I brought the Tarte minis, tiny and every color. Which one? Send me Aunt Mary Ann. What? Crepe paper skinned old hag. No Capone trolls today. Can't believe you allow peeps to be harassed and accused in your chats and can't come in. What? What does that even fucking mean, dude? No Capone trolls today. Can't believe you allow peeps to be harassed and accused in your chats and can't come in. I don't even know what you're talking about. Let them stay. Don't block them. Joe's far away. She's in Canada. Who's in Canada? So I take it. Yeah, yeah. Be fair, because I don't know, because I wasn't really home this weekend. I forgot. I wasn't home like all weekend. So I mean, she potentially could have driven by. I didn't check my ring cam, but which would be fucking weird if she did drive by. I'll send you pics. One even has blush bronzer. Oh, really? I was looking. Tarte's the only one that has a palette. Nobody's come out with new palettes. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. I looked at Urban Decay, which I'm not a big fan of, their eyeshadows these days. Ever since L'Oreal bought them, which was years ago. But like, I'm looking and I'm like, like I don't know, nothing just was appealing to me. Like everything just looked so the same, except the one Tarte palette, which is why I almost bought it. I might end up going back and getting it, but I'm like, everything just had this like everything looked the same, or it was like these really weird colors that I'll never use, because I feel like they're getting like, you can only have so many neutral palettes, so they're trying to come out with like different things, but they're too different. Like I'm not wearing bright pink and bright blue eyeshadows. That's not fucking happening. So each one comes in a hard palette. That's what I was looking at. I have like, are you talking about like the little tartlet palettes? So I was looking at those too. Then I was thinking of I gotta look up reviews though. I was thinking of getting the Kylie Cosmetics palette. I just wear like, neutrals most of the time. I'm blocking. Oh yeah, please. If they're trying to if they're doxing somebody, absolutely block them. I don't see anybody though besides this Marianne person, which I don't know who the fuck Marianne is, but okay. You see, it's so funny. Like, we're sitting here talking about random shit, right? Because they love to be like, oh, you talk about Laura every day and Monica Lightly, and you can't talk about anything else, and you have no other content. And then when you're sitting here just talking about other things, this is what they do. They want you to talk about Laura so that Laura has content the next time she goes live. Because, and you're welcome, Laura, for giving you content, by the way, the last couple of lives that you did. But, when we're not talking about her, it's like they want you to talk about her so that they have something to screenshot, so they could go back and have something to talk about. Well, that's interesting that he's defending Tropical Gal. In all fairness, I don't want to talk about Tropical Gal, but I'm just saying it's kind of funny that he's defending her because he has doxed her. And that's actually why he got blocked on my channel, because he came in here and tried doxing her, or in my comments section. I don't know, Queenie. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't know what her name is, and I don't want to know. I send who they're trying to dox. Okay. I'm on my phone, so I can't look right now, but it's probably him, if I had to guess. And that's what just fucking kills me, because it's like nobody's sitting here talking about Laura, but here you come in here. Nobody's talking about any drama. We're talking about fucking makeup, and here you come trying to fucking steer the conversation towards other things, Laura, and everything else. Yeah, they have to try to keep her fucking relevant. Exactly. It's exactly what they're trying to do. Keep her fucking stupid ass relevant. Yeah, please don't dox anybody. Don't say anybody's names in here. I don't need it. I really don't need it in here. I don't care what people's real names are on here. And like Laura, I don't give a fuck what you look like, number one, or what your name is, number two. I don't fucking care. Have I looked at people in the past? Absolutely. Years ago. Years ago. When I was friends with Laura and Tiffany and I was constantly in fucking drama all the time. Okay. But nowadays, I really don't fucking care what your name is. I just don't. It's fucking just YouTube to me. I heard Tiffany's been going after some of her ex mods, I guess. Um, and of course, outing personal shit about their kids. Somebody sent me a clip the other day, and I'm like, dude, this girl is just forever in this drama. You know, she just, and somebody messaged me the other day and they asked me what's my advice. And I really just couldn't even give them advice, because my advice would be, and this is bad advice, but my advice would be just don't even talk to her in the first place. But it's obviously too late for that. My only advice that I could give you as far as dealing with Tiffany is to just fucking ignore her ass and let her do her thing, because there's nothing you can do. It's like a fucking train, crazy train. Sorry, not just any train, a crazy train that's coming full blast, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So it's either you sit back. Engaging with her is only going to make it worse. I'm just telling you that from experience. If you ignore it, you're not going to stop it immediately, but you're going to have a better chance of it ending more quickly than if you continuously engage in it, which goes with anybody here, really, but for somebody like her, that's probably the best way to handle it. Oh my god, Kit Claus, I'm so sorry to hear that. My mom and my brother died 13 hours. Holy shit. I dressed them into their makeup. Just felt this should be done. And listen, if you could do that, you know, more power to you. I know I wouldn't be able to do it, but I understand if you need that as part of your, process and closure. I'm so sorry to hear that though. Here's an avatar of a colored person, some famous dude, nothing against them, but I don't know. We are very proud of him. He grew into a level-headed, responsible young man. Lisa Levique has been posting lots of TM drama. I don't know who that is, but yeah, she's been like really, really harassing people from what I understand. And I really just, that's the best advice I could give you. I know that that's not the greatest advice, but it's just, you can't control another person, and especially a mentally ill one, right? And she's shown us plenty of signs that she's mentally ill, you know? So there's really nothing you could do to stop her. Like, she's just going to keep going. So it's either you ignore it and you just let her do what she's got to do. Okay. And I know it's infuriating and I know it's hard to ignore it. Trust me, I get it, but, you know, you kind of, I kind of had to do that myself with her. She would show, messages between me and other people. And as much as I would love to have come back and shown her messages and, whatever, I was like, it's not worth it, because it's just going to encourage her to keep going and going and going. So eventually, I just had to tell myself to stop responding to it. Exactly. We all grieve differently. Oh, AB said she was one of TM's mods. Okay. Yeah, because she cannot hold on to friendship. So every friendship, every relationship she has is going to go south at some point in time, and it's like, that's why people ask me all the time, why are you sitting here warning people about these people? This is exactly why, to prevent that from happening. Unfortunately, most people don't listen until it's too late, but with people like her and Laura and Molly Golightly, be careful. Be careful what you share with them. Be careful what you tell them, because be careful with anybody on here, honestly. Not just them three. Anybody. Because you just don't know what people are going to do. But, I mean, if you're just meeting somebody on the internet, especially if there's a lot of controversy out there about them, I mean, there's a reason that controversy exists, right? Like I say this all the time, you have to ask, is it everybody else, or is it just this one person? Is it every other person around, or is it just the one person? Like people like Molly Golightly, Betty Bullhorn, Tiffany, Laura, I put them all in the same category because they all have a tremendous amount of controversy with them, right? They're always the victim, all four of them. It's always never their fault. They take no responsibility for anything that happens to them online, right? And that's why I put them all in the same category. They're all different, but they're all the same in some ways too. They take no responsibility for any of the hate that comes their way. They all act like, oh my God, I just don't understand why people just don't like me. Like, I just don't get it. They don't realize that it's their personalities and the crazy shit that they do and say. They just can't fucking wrap their heads around that for some reason. TM can't exist without having some kind of drama going on. Yeah, she thrives on chaos. She's just one of those people that thrives on chaos. I mean, I remember being friends with her, and when, there was always a problem, right? There was always some kind of issue. She was always in some type of shit. And then it was like you would solve a problem. And she had literally said to me sometimes that the quiet makes her nervous. And when she kept saying that to me, it really opened my eyes to that she just thrives in chaos, where she kept saying, oh, the quiet's making me nervous. I feel so unsettled. I feel so unsettled. I was like, that's because you fucking thrive on chaos. When you're not in the middle of some type of chaotic situation, you just don't know what to do with yourself, because you thrive on the chaos. The chaos is the fuel which keeps you breathing. She kept it was almost like she was constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop all the time. Like, that's how I took it. And I was like, yeah, that's very what's the word? Indicative. Indicative. I can never say that word. You know what I mean? That you just thrive on chaos. And then, so, after that, she went out looking for chaos. So she would start trolling in people's chats, or not even trolling, just like I think she did recently to AB. She started going in his comments section and talking to him, And it's like, because she thrives on the chaos, you know, and if there's none going on, she will actually go out there and manufacture the chaos and make the chaos. She'll make a situation happen so that she what do you call it? So that she could continue to thrive in the chaos. Except, yeah, she exactly beef rigs, except she's the one throwing the shoe. You know, I really do. I feel sorry for the people that get involved with her. Like, I had quite a few of them email me, and I don't know what to tell these people, and I feel bad because I'm like, you know, this is just what she does, dude. It's what she does. It's what she thrives on. It was crazy. She gained a decent following without drama for a bit, but she just couldn't help herself with the fuck shit. Yeah, right? Right? Well, it's kind of like Molly Golightly, same, you know, concept. It's she gains this following of 80,000 people, and then she fucks it all up. She threw it out the fucking window. You know, like, you're an idiot. Why would you do that? You had 80,000 subscribers. She had to be pulling in over $100,000 a year, which is hard to make. Think about this, right? To make $100,000 a year, right? You need to spend money to make that money. Meaning, like, you have to go to college, or you need some type of other, you know, specialized training to make that type of money, whether it's like some type of vocational school or whatever. So you have to do something to, you know, land a job. You have to have some type of skill to land a job that's going to make you that much money. This fucking asshole was making it sitting in her living room, right? Doing absolutely nothing but talking shit on the internet. I mean, could you not, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's great for her. I mean, probably sucked for the rest of the world, but it's great for her that she was making pretty decent salary sitting in her fucking dining room at her table, just talking shit to people. You know, had I gotten up to that point on YouTube, I probably would have fucking just been careful, been very careful with what I did. But she fucking sabotaged, you know, she sabotaged that by being a total shithead and train wreck. And I'm like, wow, you know, like, you just threw that out. I don't want to say worked hard, because she didn't really work hard, but like, you somehow got to a point where you were fucking making all this money. Whether you reach that point ethically or not, that's, you know, neither here nor there. Point is, you reach that point, you know, and like, you fucked it up. What an asshole. That's $50 an hour at a full-time job. Yeah. You know, I mean, is it working? I don't know. You're spending your time. I don't necessarily know if I would say what she's doing was work, because it's not like she was doing any type of like actual research or anything, but she was definitely making the money as if she was, which is crazy. But, you know, it's possible, I guess, on here. When you're a train wreck, people just like watching you, you know? MGL looks terrible these days, worse than normal. Oh my God. Did you see that clip of her on the Tragic Tea, I think, channel, where she literally looks like a fucking disaster area? I mean, she looks enormous. She looks like a fucking house. She's almost lucky all the disgusting videos are gone. Yeah, right? She did it on purpose, in my opinion. It was... What do you mean, Helen? What do you think? She sabotaged her channel. She has no legal recourse, though. Like, there's nothing she could do to sue anybody. I mean, maybe she was worried about getting sued. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know. She has no legal recourse in the sense that, like, she can't sue anybody. You know, she was the cause of her own demise. When you sign up for YouTube and you start a channel and you read their terms of service, okay, and agree to them, that's a contract that you're signing, that you're going to, and also with AdSense, you sign another contract with AdSense. and you're agreeing that you're going to stay within their rules, and um you're not going to do certain things on your channel. She did not stick to those rules, and so her channel got terminated. There's nothing, she keeps acting, that's something I forgot to mention the other day when I was uh going over the live with her, because I think Alicia went over it and I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Sometimes it's just impossible to catch every little thing, but she keeps acting as if she has a choice to come back to YouTube or not. And I don't know why she's doing that, because she absolutely does not have a choice in this matter. YouTube is no. I mean, can she come back? Yeah, she can. Um, I mean, yeah, she could create a new channel, or she already has one here, right? And she could start going live on that channel. The question is, all right, fine, you come back, but are you going to be able to stay here? Are you going to get monetized again? No. That's not going to happen. If she comes back, more likely than not, her channel's going to get yanked right off the platform. Thank you, Nana. Hey, Nana. So yeah, I mean, she keeps acting like she has this choice to come back. Like, in other words, the way she's making it seem is that, she could appeal YouTube's decision and they're just gonna, give her back her channel. And that's just not the case at all. So that's not going to happen. She doesn't really have that option. I don't care how much she's trying to convince everybody that she does. She doesn't. She really doesn't have that option to come back. So I don't know why she keeps acting like she does, because she really doesn't. YouTube made their decision. It is better without her. Her friends and no longer friends may have helped her. I think she tanked her income because someone is suing her, in my opinion. Oh, all right. Well, that's interesting. Sorry, I'm doing my makeup while I'm talking to you guys. So if I'm missing your comments, sorry about that. Hold on. Did that other person say what they thought? I'm just curious. I mean, that's very possible, That doesn't, although, I guess that's possible, but at the same time, it's probably not likely, because when you sue somebody, they don't need to currently be working, you know? I mean, you could be not working and still have assets somewhere. I don't think she has any. I think that was one of the points that Michelle had made, where what was the word, Michelle, you used? Oh, crap. I don't know. Michelle had some word and she was kind of right, because she really doesn't have anything in her name. Who even knows if her channel was in her name? At the end of the day, her credit cards, everything, who knows if they're actually her credit cards? Her name is on those credit cards. I mean, how do you get credit, right? And when you don't work, how do you get credit cards with like high balances on them? That doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't really make sense. She hasn't worked. How does she have all these credit cards? You have to maintain a career or job to, get credit and get credit cards with a decent, what do they call it? Holy shit, I'm having total brain fart today. Sorry. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. But like, she doesn't have any assets in her name. Her car's not even in hers. I mean, shit. Everything is in Walnut's name, so she thinks that will save her, but it won't, because they can make a judgment based on earning potential. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's possible. She could have. I just feel like she would have maybe just canceled her channel before going out like that and having YouTube do it. But who knows? Who the fuck knows? I mean, I wouldn't want to live a life like that where I had to constantly worry about being sued by people, or, you know, since I've found her on here, okay, she must have had over 10 cease and desists sent to her. Like, that is fucking crazy, dude. You know, over 10 cease and desists sent to her. Did they do anything? No, but it's just the whole point that, like, dude, that should tell you something about your personality. If you're constantly getting those, that should be a little clue to you. They would go by the last year tax earnings. Yeah, right. Well, you know what? She's claiming that she's making more money now. So she still has an income, technically. I mean, she claims that she's making, way more money on Kick. Do I believe that? No. But, that's what she claims. I don't believe it at all. And the only reason I don't believe it is because from what I hear, she don't have as many people watching her on there. So how the fuck is she making more money than on here? I understand that Kick gives more of the payout that you earn, so they don't keep as much as YouTube does. But at the same time, if you're only getting like 80 people, I just don't. How do you compare that? She had to have over 200, 300 members on her channel, right? Here. And her memberships, well, I don't know exactly how much they were. I mean, years ago, I know that like her lowest tier was $10. So, do the math. I mean, 300 members, I know they take a percentage of that, but at $10 a month, that's a lot of money a month. She had 30 people, supposedly. She was making much more money. She wouldn't be salty over Queen Bee. Yeah, that's so true. Her and Laura, so fucking salty about Queen Bee. I mean, you could like taste it. The salt is palpable between the two of them with Queen Bee. You know what it is? Queen Bee didn't have to like exploit missing children or crime victims to get to where she is, and they did. They can't take it that somebody's channel is growing, not having, and they're not getting the same type of criticism that they got, because they did not reach their followings in a very ethical way. Laura's followings, I don't count that she has 20,000 subs, yeah, but 10,000 or more of those subscribers are probably not even on this platform anymore. They're probably old accounts. They probably don't even watch her anymore, because that 10,000 of those subscribers were from when she was doing Making a Murderer. Those people were there. She was in a very, very niche, a niche, whatever. She was in a very, she was in a very small pigeonhole on YouTube, where people came to her channel specifically for that case. Like a lot of these like lawyer channels, okay, people went to their channels because they were following. I know for me specifically, right, I was watching Emily D. Baker. I only was going to her channel because I was following the Johnny Depp case. Do I watch her videos now? No, not really. I haven't really watched her since she stopped covering the Depp case, unless like once in a blue moon a video will pop up that I'll have an interest in. But I really went to her channel specifically for that case because I was following it. And then once she stopped, once it was over, I stopped watching her videos. And it's like nothing against her. I don't have anything against her. It's just that I don't have an interest in every single thing that she's discussing. So I'm not going to watch all of her videos. So it's kind of like the same idea, where people came to Laura's channel 10 years ago. They subscribed to her because she was covering a specific topic. And once she stopped, covering that topic, do you really think that people are staying there? When she's sitting here talking about other creators and shit? I don't think so. Who is your best friend roommate, Andy? Hello. Hold on, let me scroll up. What happened? I'm so sorry, I lost you recently and I still wait. What happened? Andy, what happened? Oh, your dog? No, you lost your puppy? I'm sorry, Andy. I hate that. That's the worst. I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. Aw. I know the feeling, guy. I know it. I had to put my dog down last year. It was very, very, very hard. But you have to remember, I don't know how he passed, but, you don't want them suffering. That's at the end of the day. We're kind of lucky we could do that with our dogs. If you had to put them down, you got to remember we're kind of lucky we could do that with dogs, because you don't want to watch something you love suffer. It's very hard. So as hard as it was, it's probably for the better. I know it sounds so cliche, but it is true. Same with Emily D. Baker for me. Yeah. It's not that I don't like her or anything. It's just I'm just not, I'm not interested. Same. The anti-Katie Joy community still circle jerks over her though. It's wicked annoying. Oh my God. I don't even know how you could watch that girl that much. Like, she has the driest fucking personality. Her and that LB girl. Oh my God. That girl especially. I'm like, how does this girl even have the fucking amount of subscribers that she has? She has the most dry, boring personality that, like, imaginable. By the way, what happened to Justice for All? Speaking of dry people with no personalities, anyone who gets attention and can't be controlled by MLG, oh my God, MGL or Laura's, they feel as a threat. Yeah, exactly. It's envy. They feel superior, and if someone is taking their shine, it's the enemy. Yeah, exactly. Laura's definitely got some fucking serious control problems. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You could see how she gets up on her channel. She makes all these fucking weird rules up. Like, really fucking weird rules. Like, oh, yo, creators aren't supposed to do this. And, like, your opinion's not valid unless you cam up. Like, she makes all these fucking weird rules up to try to invalidate people, and it is. She's been doing it for years. She tries to invalidate people so that the people that are following her, they won't go and, do their own homework and research, which you can clearly see is not happening when you read the comments in her chat. I mean, these people are just so fucking brainwashed, dude. A lot of them are just completely fucking brainwashed, especially like her opponents. Actually kind of scary, to be honest with you. He's doing nothing but Summer Wells. Who is that? He's still around. I cannot believe people are still milking the Summer Wells case, dude. And fucking BHB saying that sick shit the other day about that they should declare her dead just so they could arrest the parents. And it's like, it doesn't work like that, first of all. Okay. They could declare her dead, but I highly doubt they're going to do that with a child. They will do that in a case of an adult. Okay. More likely because, first of all, adults have responsibilities. They have money. There's things that might need to be taken care of, a house that might need to be, sold or something, or an apartment that might need, somebody's missing for, let's just say, 10 years. You're going to assume that they're gone. Okay. So, if they have money or anything like that, you kind of do, they kind of have to do that in that case so that they could take care of things like selling a car, just so it's not a financial burden to the family that's left. Right. But I personally don't think that they're going to do that with a child because there's no benefit. There's also no evidence. Even if they did, let's just say they declared Summer Wells deceased. Okay. That doesn't mean that they could just automatically arrest Don Wells and Candace Wells just because they declare her. Like, oh my God, these people are so fucking ignorant. They can't just go and be like, yeah, you know what? We're going to go arrest them. They need evidence. They need some type of evidence. And to me, there's not even a circumstantial case in the Summer Wells case. There's not even any circumstantial evidence to support that the parents did anything to her. Is the mother's story a little strange? Yes. But there's no fucking other evidence to support that anything happened to her except for that she disappeared. They didn't find any other type of evidence to suggest that she's, was killed. There's no blood. There's nothing, and that's the other thing when they do things like that. Like, there was a case I was not following. There was a story I was watching on like Dateline or something, or one of those shows where they declared the person deceased because they had found blood in the apartment. They just never found the body. There's really no evidence to support anything happening to Summer Wells. Like, sadly enough, I mean, she still could have been abducted, and people just don't understand that. They don't seem to understand that. I mean, to me, I don't know. To me, it's still a possibility that she was abducted, just because, there's a lot of weird people in that little area over there, wherever they live in Tennessee. I mean, there's some characters over there. There's a lot of fucking weirdos. So it's a possibility in my head. I don't know. But the police had come out and said that there was no evidence of an abduction. So those idiots like Betty Bullhorn and all the other idiots are like, well, that means she wasn't abducted. No, that doesn't mean she wasn't abducted. That just means that the police didn't find evidence of an abduction. Doesn't mean that it's not possible still. It just means that they didn't find evidence of an abduction, but they also didn't find evidence of a murder either. So they can't just declare her deceased and go arrest the parents. It just doesn't work like that. That's not how it works. I'd never leave home if that's the last place my child was and still missing. I know, social fade. Like, I can't explain the parents' behavior either. It's very bizarre. And does it make them look guilty? Absolutely. You know, it does. I mean, I personally, this is my personal opinion. Don't come at me. But when I watched the initial interviews of those two parents, like, I feel sincerely that Don Wells, as crazy as that guy is and as weird as he is, he does not know what happened to that little girl. I truly believe that. The mom, on the other hand, excuse me, Candace, I don't know. I can't say the same for Candace. Her behavior is very strange. Very, very, very strange. But then again, I mean, I just don't know. You don't know what it's like. You know, people are like, oh, she's not crying. She's not showing emotion in the one interview. And it's like, well, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Some people are able to just do that. They're able to talk without crying. You know, she's an interesting character, to say the least. But I think if either one of the parents know what happened to her, it's obviously Candace. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to think about that whole case, you know? So I don't know every detail of the case. I do know that there's a lot of weird characters that were around those people, you know? And there's definitely a motive for somebody to kidnap her or abduct her. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I haven't fully wrote that off as a possibility, I guess. In my opinion, they left so that they could be left alone, and that won't happen in Tennessee. Yeah, well, that too. I mean, you know, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. That's obvious, you know, with any situation. So I don't know what Candace is like when she's not, you know, in front of a news camera. Maybe she could pull it together. I don't know. Does her behavior and everything and her demeanor seem off and weird? Absolutely. But like, I just think she's a weird person in general. And to be honest with you, I just don't think she's bright enough to pull off a murder. I just don't think she's bright enough. She just doesn't strike me as being intelligent enough to pull something like this off and lie about it and get away with it. So, I mean, there has been a lot of kids that have been kidnapped or abducted and held captive for years and years. I mean, look at JC Dugard. You got who else? Well, Katie Beers, it wasn't years, but it was, you know, 17 days that she was held captive. But I mean, there is, Elizabeth Smart, wasn't she held captive for a while? Like, I don't know, was it a year maybe, or almost a year? So yeah, that possibility could still be there. Candace is slow. Yeah. What do you mean? Sorry. I mean, it's, you know, it is what it is. They won't be left alone being on YouTube. Well, yeah, they should stay out of the public eye. You know, are they doing things that typical people would do? I would think when their children are missing, like, uh, what's that little boy's name recently? The stepmother just got convicted. Oh my God, I can't remember his name for some reason. You guys, Gannon Stout, right? The parents were like all up on the news trying to get, you know, keep the son's name out there. Like, you know, that's how you would typically think that parents would act if their kid's missing like that. But, you know, Candace and Don, I don't know. Yeah, their behavior certainly is strange. But then again, you're talking about, and I hate to say this, but you're talking about extremely impoverished people who clearly don't have an education and the best people skills. So like, I don't know if maybe our expectations are a little too high out of these people. Like, they're different. They're certainly a different type of people. And you have people like them that if they are using drugs, right? And they are, yeah, well, if they're addicts, addicts tend to not want to draw attention to themselves, especially from the police. So could that be playing a role in their lack of movement on this? I don't know. It's really hard to say. They're very strange people. Definitely not like everyday people that you see. You know what I'm saying? They're broken and traumatized people. That's very clear. They have had very hard lives, even if a lot of that was their own doing. Yeah, exactly. And you can't take that away from them. So, could that be playing a role? Like, I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. I just don't know. I mean, does Candace have the ability and the smarts to pull it off to sit here and lie to everybody's faces? The worst thing that happened in that case was that fucking asshole, whatever his name is, that detective guy, ex-detective who has a channel here, doing that interview. That was that guy is the reason that case got the way that it is. That is 100% the reason why that case got so out of control. And see, that's what I'm saying. She's not intelligent enough, I don't think, to have said, okay, the consequences of me doing this interview. What's the potential consequences of me opening up my life like this to people? I mean, she just brought this guy right into their house. No, like, dude, like, most of us have a conscience where we're like, oh my God, if my house is not like clean, I wouldn't let people in my house, like I'm not going to have people over with my house a mess. That would never happen, but she like didn't even have the wherewithal to like think to herself, maybe I should clean up before this guy comes in my house. So that's what makes me think that she just doesn't have the smarts to pull this whole thing off, because it's like she didn't even think of the consequences of having inviting this stranger into her home and letting him film and then post it on the internet. Like, she didn't even think that far. So it shows me that she really doesn't have I don't know. She doesn't have the smarts, clearly. But that was probably one of the worst things that she could do, because, it opened them up to all this judgment and all this other bullshit, which is really funny because how people like Molly Golightly and them are like, it's none of your business, when they're sharing things on the internet. Laura says it all the time. Well, it's the same thing, right? You all sat there and judged Summer Wells and Don Wells and Candace Wells. You judge them. Why? Because they opened up their world to the internet, and that's what happens, unfortunately for them. Dr. Phil's people were there too. Yeah. And again, are you going to let all these people in like that if you're guilty? I don't know. I just don't know. Especially when you're living in a situation like that where it's like, dude, your house is bad. I mean, even the children's bedrooms, that was so sad. Oh my God, that poor little girl was sleeping in that room, that basement, like dungeony looking place. So sad. Yeah, but that was the worst thing that those people did involving their case, because you fucking opened up, all these assholes to come in now and make judgments on your living situation, your lifestyle, everything. And, I don't know why they keep talking to people on the internet, because if I was them, I would have just completely cut off the internet at this point in time. But, they keep talking to people. It is odd, but I don't know. Candace seems to be against, getting the story to a wider audience. What do you mean, though? How so? I'm just curious because, like I said, I don't follow the case all that closely. So, where is my MAC lip liner? I gotta show you guys. I got some. I went to like the best fucking Marshalls ever the other day. It was like, oh, my friend told me about it. She's like, you gotta check this Marshalls out. So I go there. And I text her, I'm like, girl, you weren't kidding. This Marshalls is bomb. It's so good. So I got this really cute dress. and a pair of sandals. Nothing exciting. You should see my house right now. I just moved and then see boxes. Well, I mean, that's understandable, right? If I had to move, forget it, girl. Brian Lungy was lost in the glades. Those mountains make the glades look like a football field in comparison. Oh, I mean, yeah, they could be anywhere. She could be anywhere. It's fucking crazy. Hold on, I'm in my car trying to find my lip liner. Like, I don't know why. It's really not that important that I have lip liner right this second. I keep losing the same fucking lip liner. Where the fuck is it? I found it. Well, my husband found it. He's so good to me. He cleans my car. Here it is. Oh, wait, this isn't it. Fuck. This is it, but this isn't the one that I wanted. I was watching I forget who was Makeup Geek. She was doing this like lipstick thing, like 90s looking lipstick with that like lip liner, and I thought this was the one she used, but I think it was Cork, maybe. I have like a ton of them. They're all in different places. All right, sorry. I'm talking to myself, in case you haven't noticed. She seems to shy away from the opportunity to talk to or have this story covered by larger platforms. Most of the country doesn't know Summer. You know what I think that is? Honestly, I think that her trust in people was so broken between Dr. Phil and whatever his name is, Chris McDonough, that I honestly think she's just scared to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she like ran off the Dr. Phil show. So it's hard to say. You know? I mean, I don't want to be sounding like I'm making excuses for these people because obviously their behavior is not right. You know? But I also at the same time try to look at the whole situation with an open mind and not just judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always try to think up like other possibilities, like why is this person acting like this, or what could be a reason for this person doing this. And it's hard to say, especially when you don't know the person personally. So you know what I'm saying? There's no like baseline there for their behavior. I don't know what Candace's normal behavior is prior to this whole situation. I agree with being afraid to open yourself up, but I would think you could put that aside if it would help find your daughter. I agree with you totally, but I think that she knows that no matter what, right? She's being accused of it. So opening herself up to anything right now means opening herself up to more accusations from the public. And maybe that's what's holding her back. I don't know. I'm just like throwing out scenarios. I mean, at the end of the day, I have no, clue exactly what she's thinking, obviously. But, if they are innocent 100%, think of how sad this situation is, you know? Think of how shitty that is for them. If they truly are innocent in this story, look at what they had to go through, being totally accused by every fucking asshole on the internet. I mean, that's so sad. On top of the trauma of having to lose their child the way they did. Like, I just can't even imagine that. That's why I don't join the bandwagons, because that slight chance that those people are innocent, I don't want to be part of the harassment, I rather just wait for the truth to come out. It's just like Betty Bullhorn right now. She's making such a big fucking deal that there's a gag order on the Idaho 4 case, right? Okay, well, what do you really care for at the end of the day? There's only one reason for you to care, and that's a selfish reason. You just, you want content. You're nosy, number one, okay? But number two, and probably most importantly, is that you're just fucking hard up for content. You want the content. You don't have a case right now. There's really no big cases going on anywhere. So you know, that's the big case right now, and it's still gaining a little traction. And so she just wants the content because she survives off of these people's tragedies. What the fuck else is Betty Bullhorn going to talk about? Honestly, her fucking, you know, gray steaks that she cooks. Oh, that's so fucking gross. I'm sorry. Every time I think about that, I could just throw up thinking about her holding up fucking slab of gray steak. She's like, yeah, go and buy the expired meat. It's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it don't look fine. And then I marinate it out on my counter. Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Just let the bacteria and the fucking salmonella and E. coli fucking just multiply while it sits out in a hot Florida fucking kitchen for 24 hours. Great idea. Great idea. She's fucking out of her mind. I definitely won't be part of harassing or accusing the parents. That's the whole thing, you know? So it's like, if they are innocent, then I would feel awful playing part of that, you know? Just like I did, because I asked questions in the Chris last case, and then when I found the truth out, I felt terrible. I don't want to be part of that ever again. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I actually have a conscience, and I actually have empathy for other people and what they go through. And so I'd rather just be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just wait to find out what the truth is. There's no need for me to harass somebody and judge them right now. It's not my job. That's God's job and the law, you know, the law's job to do that. But Betty seems to fucking think that, I don't know, that woman is, she's, out of all the people on here, okay, that go in that little category I just talked about a little while ago, her, Laura, MGL, Tiffany even, she is by far the most delusional of all. I mean, Laura's a little delusional with her business and shit, where she, you know, compares herself to like fucking Joe Malone and all that other bullshit. Like, Laura, come on, you can't even compare yourself to those. I mean, even on your best day, it's just not even comparable. Like, you're a brand new business. It's just, you're nowhere near that quality or anything, but fine. Okay. That's delusional to me. Thinking that you're going to have an empire is delusional to me. Okay. But Betty Bullhorn, she's like by far the most delusional of all. I mean, this woman has literally convinced herself that she's working and doing an actual fucking job. Like, when she's not. I mean, at least Laura is turning over a product, you know? At least Laura has something to show. Betty Bullhorn literally does nothing except harass people and calls it a job somehow. Calls herself an activist and all these other fucking journalist, media, and it's like, oh my God. Like, you know, it just makes you think, how do you get that delusional? She's fucking by far the most delusional. Don Wells and most YouTube channels went silent on Summer during the entire Gabby Petito case. Brian found case closed. Next day, McDonough and Don Wells are on Alive. He gets a DUI. Yeah. Lauren MGL are so delusional. Yeah, she's like a different level of crazy. I agree. She's on like a totally different fucking level of crazy. Where like, it's amazing how crazy she is. She really thinks she's working. If I go missing, please don't let BHB. I think we could all collectively in this chat right now agree that if anything happens to any of us, okay, we do not want any of those people discussing it, which they probably will. But I was just like imagining myself. I was watching a clip on, was it Heels there? I think it was Heels channel the other day, right? And I think it was hers. And it was Betty standing outside, or I'm sorry, it could have been blank screen. Oh, shit, I'm getting confused. Well, either way, okay. I was watching a clip of Betty, and she's outside at the Quentin Simon house, and she's screaming at these people. You stole my sign. Who was playing that the other day? And I'm like, I'm trying to imagine, like, if that was my house and these fucking assholes were standing outside, I would have like I have to give those people credit that they didn't run out into the street and beat the ever living shit out of that woman. Because first of all, she just has an annoying voice. Like I do too. I hate my voice. But like her voice is like one of those voices that literally goes through your fucking brain. Like it's just so nasally and her voice is it's hard. It's hard to listen to. Could you imagine it on a fucking bullhorn coming out and then like nonstop listening to that? Oh my God. How do you not go outside and beat the shit out of these people? Like I would have taken those signs and like threw it like a fucking Chinese star to try to like slice her fucking head off or something. I'm like, God bless these people for not beating the ever living shit. Even if I was a neighbor, I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know how these people hold it together. Because I'm like trying to picture, I'm like, if that bitch would have stepped 1 foot on my fucking property, it would have been on like Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. Like, I just would have fucking went ballistic. So I give those people credit. I don't watch her channel either, Dante. The only time I ever see Betty Bullhorn is in clips or I refuse to watch her channel. Absolutely refuse to go sit through one of her lives. Like, I just can't do it. I struggle through when other people are streaming her. I struggle to like follow her even because she's just so, ugh. She's just like, ugh. That's the only way I can explain it. Ugh. That's a bit. Yeah, you're right, Brantley. You're right. She does want that to happen. You're right. She does. But I don't know if I'd be able to control myself. Like, I just might have to fucking fuck a bitch up. Ooh, a little red cardinal almost just came on my bird feeder and then it flew away. I scared it. That means you have a visitor from heaven. I asked too the other day. I said, come visit me when I was at my grandparents' grave. Burnt Toast is about the only one I've watched that covers her. Yeah. And that's because I like Burnt Toast, you know? Like, I like her coverage of Bullhorn Betty. I don't like, you know, some of the other people she covers, I just don't know who they are, so I don't watch. But if she's covering Betty Bullhorn, I'm there. I'm there for it. I am so there. But I cannot sit through an entire live of hers. I mean, she is just ridiculous. That woman. I'm glad I live out in the country. I garden and enjoy my peace and quiet. Yeah. I don't think they would last, honestly, if they came up. And I'm not trying to say like New Yorkers are any better than anybody. Because to be honest with you, I'd be more scared to go do that like in Texas, where like they could like everybody's carrying guns and shit. You know, like I'd be probably more scared as a New Yorker to do that in a place like Texas or down south where like people can like carry concealed weapons and shit, you know, and like everybody has guns. Not everybody, but the majority of people have, you know, guns in their home. Up here, you know, it's a little different, but like just because there's so many people here, I don't know. Like I would love to see what would happen if they just like came to Long Island or something and stood outside of somebody's house. Because I just don't see people around here tolerating that shit. Have you ever seen your mom after she died? I've never experienced that. And a woman who was like a mom to me died 6 months ago, almost 7. What do you mean? Have I ever seen her after she died? Like physically or like a ghost kind of thing? I've never seen her, only in dreams. And I don't count those as real visitation dreams because if you've actually had a real visitation dream, then you know the difference between a visitation dream and just when you're dreaming about somebody. It's totally two different things. You like actually feel the person's presence when they actually visit you in a dream. It's kind of freaky. And I only had that twice in my whole life with my grandfather and my dad. But no, I've never seen actual like people ever. I do see shadows a lot, not people though. Not an actual person. To be honest with you, I think I'd probably freak out. If I was awake and saw a person, that would be a little scary. Part of me wanted the hecklers to go out to Yuma, Arizona because they're close to the border. Ooh, and don't fuck around. Yeah, they should go out there. By the way, if you guys were in here the other day, I received my Coach bag that I showed you guys, and I love it. It's like perfect. I got that the other day. And then I was in Marshall's, I told you. And dude, you know you're getting old when you buy brands like this, Cushion Air. I was like, dude, I'm getting old because like these are comfortable. They're comfortable and I want them. They're sandals. They're kind of like fashionable, but they're also kind of fucking comfortable. I'm just not into wearing not comfortable shoes anymore. The only place I don't carry is at home. We have feral hogs down here. So yes, that's what I'm saying. So I'd be more scared down there to be like showing up at people's houses than like here, because that's people aren't, walking around. I mean, I'm sure there are people that have concealed carry license here, but they're very few and far between. Most people I know that carry with them are police officers. Like my uncle, he used to have his gun strapped to his leg even at family parties. He had his little pistol in his pants, you know, strapped like around his leg, his lower leg. So, I mean, but, I'd be more concerned if I went down south because that's where people are hunting and they have guns. And you just don't know, man. Especially like, think of the chance that those people are taking. You don't know when I'll tell you right now, when I was going through everything with my mom passing away and all this shit that I went through after with my brother and his wife, I was not in my right frame of mind, dude, like at all. I was a totally different person at that point in time, and I was very easily triggered by anything. Could have fucking set me off easily, and like, hold on, I'm spraying this setting spray. What is this? I don't know. I bought a new one and I'm not crazy about it, but NYX. I feel like it just doesn't cover that great. I don't know. Anyway, so you know what I'm saying? It's like you're standing outside of these people's houses, right? When their emotions are already running extremely high, I mean, you're just putting yourself in danger at that point. You don't know what people are capable of in a situation, especially when they're grieving, dude, because grief has a tendency to just bring out the worst in everybody. So I mean, they're taking a chance at their own fucking lives, and at the end of the day, is views on YouTube worth it? I don't think so. If you ask me, I don't think so. The Morphe continuous spray is a good one. I know. I just feel like that would run out so quickly. I'll be honest with you. My favorite setting spray of all time, always will be and always is, the MAC, whatever the fuck it's called. The MAC one. Why can't I remember the name? Prep and Prime. That'll always be my favorite setting spray. I love the way it smells. I love it. I just love it. I don't know what it does, but it does something magical. But if I couldn't get that one, I would get the NYX, the Dewy setting spray. This is a NYX Bear With Me spray, and it's not that bad. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't spray out enough. It's like, I feel like you have to press it so many times. But it's not bad. It got good ratings, and I just bought it because I was like, oh my god, I really don't feel like spending fucking $30 on a setting spray right now. Amen to that. When I had to take my mom off life support, I was not the same person. Yeah, girl, and I'm sorry to hear that. And that's exactly, like, you're not, you're just not gonna be the same person. And these people are taking chances with their own, safety by standing out, because you don't know when you're gonna fucking piss off the wrong person. I've been saying it for years, and they're lucky it hasn't happened yet, but I've been saying it for years about Molly Golightly, even on here. You just don't know when you're going to come across the wrong motherfucker who's going to fucking do something crazy. It's like, that's why I was saying the other day about Laura, like, stop telling people that your kids, where they go to school. And of course she took that the wrong way, but I'm like, Laura, you're not very well liked on here. So, be careful with who you piss off on here. That's all. And in real life, Fix Plus. That's what I did. I say Prep and Prime? I meant Fix Plus. The one that comes with the little black. I don't know. I just love that stuff. I just can't get enough of it. They break you out? Really? I never had a problem with that. I meant Fix Plus, not Prep and Prime. Where's the dress I bought? I was going to show you guys. You might not like it, and that's fine. That's fine. I just thought it was really pretty. Hold on. All right. So, I ended up, so it was crazy, because I go, can you guys even see it? You might not be into the tie-dye, but I don't know. It was such like a good quality. Like, this thing's heavy. I don't know why, but when things are heavy, it makes me think that they're good quality. It's not heavy like where it would be hot, but I just thought it was so cute. And it was really funny. I stood online the other day. So the only problem is they only had 2 left. This always fucking happens to me at Marshall's, dude. That's why I kind of hate shopping there sometimes, because I go there and they had 2 of these left, right? And I'm like, you gotta fucking be kidding me. You know what? I should hang it up. I'm standing here with you guys. So they had 2 left. One was a large and one was a medium. So I typically like don't try things on, but I was like, let me try this on and just see. And I tried on it and I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna like the way it looked on me, but I actually really liked it. It's a little loose in like the midsection right here, but I was like, maybe when I wash it, it'll, shrink. I don't know. Sometimes during the summer, I just like having a dress on, like instead of like shorts, because I feel like it's just more comfortable. And it has like a split up here on the one side. So anyway, there was a medium, so I'm like, whatever. I mean, it's not too big on me. It fits. The only problem I'm going to have is a bit of bra, because I don't do bra straps like hanging out. So I'm going to have to like finagle something so that you can't see bra straps. But anyway, I don't know. It looks really good on me. Like the colors go good with my skin, my hair, whatever. So anyway, I'm in the store and I'm going to check out. And the lady behind the register, she's like looking at it. And she's like, ooh, this is so nice. And I'm like, yeah, isn't it pretty? She's like, yeah. She's like, do they have, I said, there was only 2 left. I said, there was this one in a large, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, you're definitely not going to fit in a large. Like, she was like my size. So she's like, can you do me a favor? I'm like, yeah. She's like, can you go get it for me? And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I never had anybody at Marshall's ask me if I could go get their, like, a dress for them, for them. Like, it's not for me, it's for her. So I was like, sure. So I go run back across the store and it's gone. And I'm like, you gotta fucking be kidding me. I'm like, that sucks so bad. So I'm just about to give up. And I walk by and like out of the corner of my eye, I see it. Like somebody moved it and it was hanging on like a different rack. So I'm like, holy shit. So I grabbed it for her. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much. But anyway, while I was online, because I wanted to see it, like, I know that I'm not going to find this at another Marshall's. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, the brand is called, hold on a second. Oh, Young, Fabulous, and Broke, which is not me, but I mean, I'm broke, but I don't know about young or fabulous. But anyway, I looked it up online and their clothes are like pretty expensive. I mean, this is probably from like, well, no, it's not from last season because they're actually still selling, not that exact dress. They have the dress in different patterns, like colors, but they're selling the, that pattern and color on like a tank top that looks like it and like a couple of other pieces, but they're like $150 a piece. So I feel like I got a good deal. I'm wearing a Calvin Klein dress right now from Marshall's and cute little flower wedges. Oh, so I got these wedges, which they're not really wedges. They're just kind of sandals, size 9. I don't know. I needed a pair. I really have trouble finding nude shoes for like the summer. Like I just wanted a pair of neutral shoes that didn't have, too much color, because I always have trouble. I don't know. I always have trouble with shoes in the summer. So, because I have a lot of black sandals and like something like that dress, like I wouldn't wear black with it because it doesn't have black in it. So, I could wear something like this with it. Like I feel like these could go with a variety, but the really important part is that they're so fucking comfortable, which I typically hate these ankle straps. Like I feel like they hurt your feet. But I got those. Hold on, I'll show you guys some other stuff I bought. I told you guys we're going away soon, so. I bought these the other day. They're really uncomfortable, and I do this all the time. I don't know why I keep buying shoes at Target, like, which I shouldn't do, because every pair of shoes I end up never wearing, but I just couldn't resist these. They're kind of cute, no? They got like a little, I don't know what, I guess they're rhinestones. I have like a fucking, I don't know, addiction, but they're not the most comfortable. I will say that. They're not that comfortable. But I'll probably wear them, just not if I have to do a lot of walking, because they have like this clear kind of plasticky piece. Like they're well made, but I don't know. I just always have this problem when I buy shoes from Target. Like anything, they're not always the most comfortable. So I got those, and then what else? Oh, and then I went into H&M. Well, that's not that exciting. I just bought a couple of basics because it's basically, except for one. I bought shorts, just fucking terry cloth shorts for the pool. Nothing exciting there. I got, oh, I thought I bought more than this. There was this really cute pair of slides. I just bought a neutral colored tank top. Boring. I'm so boring, right? But I got these. These are cute. Shorts. They're like, hold on a second. What's going on there? Oh, that was weird. They're like, I figured these would be good for going to Florida because they're like wrinkled already. So I won't have to worry about ironing them when they come out of my suitcase. Because they're already wrinkled. I don't know. They're like accordion, but I thought they were pretty cute. So very lightweight, and I don't know. They look cute. So I got those, and that's pretty much it. Right? Just a couple of things. I bought a pair of shorts from Target a while back. Nothing exciting. Making me want to go shop. I know, well, I shouldn't either, but I kind of like, I don't know. I just wanted like a couple of new things because, oh, I'll show you guys my bag too. Hold on. So I got this. I told you guys I wanted like this, like almost like a fanny bag kind of bag. You know, I like it because you could either have it like this or put it back, but it's just, to me, this is like good for traveling, you know, because it's like right here. It's not hanging. You're not going to bump it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to like bump into anybody. And I thought it was going to be a lot smaller. Like it pretty much fits everything I need. My headphones, got some lip glosses in here, lipstick, and then my keys are in here. And then that's pretty much all I need space for. And a hand lotion, which I don't have. I have to go to Bath and Body Works. And then it comes with this little thing. I probably will take this off, but, and then I bought a little case for my AirPods just so I could have something, but I don't know. I like it. I think it's perfect for what I need it for, which is traveling. Like, I don't know if this would be like an everyday thing, but it probably will turn into one. But it's actually, it's perfect for what I need it for, which is, you know, traveling. So that's that. Big exciting stuff here, folks. That's it, which I'm going to be broke, but whatever. All right. Where's my camera? Myself. All right. I'm so blind right now. So yeah, that's my big exciting little shopping haul for you guys there. I really like the dress. I mean, I don't really wear dresses all that much, but I just thought it was like cute. I don't care if the tie-dye's out, like whatever. Going on vacation is pretty much a carte blanche for shopping. I know. Well, last year when I went, I did the same thing. I went out and I just bought like a whole new like wardrobe pretty much for where we were going. So I kind of do that when you go on vacation, like you have to get new stuff. You have to. I'm just worried about comfort, like the most, you know? That's what I'm worried about the most. So, I mean, I just feel like everything's the same though. You go in the store, it's like, oh, shorts. Okay. Those look like the same shorts that they sell everywhere. You see those watermelon bum bags with the beer holder from Ulta? Oh, are you talking about the big, like, rubbery ones? Like, I saw those. I think it was that Ulta yesterday? Yeah, I think it was in Ulta. Those are cool beach bags. They look like a giant crock. That's what it reminded me of. A giant crock. There was just nothing good in Ulta yesterday. Like I walked out of there just feeling so disappointed. Like I was like, wow, I never walked out of Ulta feeling so disappointed. Like just everything looked the same to me. Everything looked like exactly the same. Could you stop? Every time I just changed my pants and every time I put on a new pair of pants, this dog has to like smell the pants, and he like pushes his nose into me, like all up and down my legs. Or if I put on a different pair of shoes, he's like smelling my shoes. It's like so weird. I got one as a free gift. Might use it someday. Well, I think it would be good for like just, again, if you're going to the beach or something, which I don't think you live near a beach, but I mean, I would probably use it just to throw like a towel in, a couple of, what do you call it? I didn't know they were giving them away free. That's what I use my Kavu bag for and strap it to myself. What's that? Kavu? Am I saying that wrong? Probably. It does look like a beer bag, but shit, put some beers in there, girl. Put some Heinekens in there. I just like having my bag close to me while I'm last year I bought a backpack and then I bought another bag, but I didn't like the backpack. I always feel like when I wear a backpack, somebody's like taking something out of it. Like, I just don't like it. Can I tell you all PSA? Caution about Crocs? Sure. Oh my God, you will be broke and looking fabulous. I haven't been in Sephora in a while, actually. Just Ulta's like closer. So I go to Ulta more often. Plus, it's like, I hate Sephora because you have to go into the mall to get into it. And I hate going to the mall sometimes. I forgot to ask you. Oh, Susan, I was talking about, because Laura was saying that she was going to drive to my house this weekend. So, because she's supposedly here and has friends that live in my town. So I'm like, oh, what happened, Laura? I thought you were going to pull up, you know? Pull up, bitch. But that didn't happen. Moderator, you just gonna tell us they're ugly? Yeah, dude, I can't, I won't, I just won't, I can't do it. Crocs. My son wanted a pair, and I was like, oh, no, sorry. Even for you, it's a no, dog. I have to be honest with you guys, though. I was in DSW recently, and like they had this cute pair of sandals, and I go look at them, and I'm like, oh my God, these are made by Crocs. Like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, they weren't the typical Crocs. You can send me a picture, sure, but I'm on my phone, so I can't share it. Did I show you guys one of the new products that I'll be adding? I don't know if I should make this a candle or just sell it like as is. A little owl. Woo-hoo. I love owls, so I thought he was cute. Woo-hoo. I have new things coming in soon, so all right. That's what they were. They were um they were which is my dog. Wait, don't erase this person. This is really funny. Your dog needs to be seriously rehomed. Their job is to smell things. You're literally the worst dog owner on the planet. Shut up, you abusive bitch. What? Because I said that it was annoying when he smells my pants. Okay. That's abusive now. All right. I'm the worst dog owner on the planet, guys, because I said it was annoying when he smells my pants. Do you know what abuse is? You should probably learn what abuse is. Because I didn't hit him or kick him. I just said it was annoying. But I allow him. Their jobs are not to smell things. So that goes to show how much you know about dogs. That's not their job. I don't think dogs have jobs. Idiot. Well, some dogs' jobs are to smell things, but not my dog. He's not a working dog. He's just a pet. What an idiot. You scream at your dog through your lives. Oh, so okay, so if my dog's chewing something or doing something bad that he's not supposed to be doing, I shouldn't discipline him and tell him, no, don't do that, and redirect him, right? I should just let him continue chewing on my shit in my house, like my couch. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. He's a puppy still. He just turned 2 weeks ago, so I still have to correct him and tell him no or stop doing things. Like when he's digging in holes in my backyard, that's something he's not allowed to do. So I have to tell him to stop when he's doing that. Okay? Give him attention. Your son's out of control too. You're the common denominator. Do you mean two as in also? Because that would require another O. How do you know anything about my son, you fucking weirdo? Are you stalking me? Watching my son? Watching me interact with my son? My son's out of control, dude. Really? Okay. You're a fucking asshole. You need to go back to school and learn how to fucking spell, though. Because if you're writing two as in also, there's two O's in it. And learn how to use a fucking period. Your son's 10. You have no control. Okay. Clearly somebody from Capone, probably Capone or one of Laura's people, because that's what Laura says. Whatever. You think you're going to trigger me because my son's hyperactive? Okay. My son's out of control now. Oh my God. Laughing my fucking ass off spelling again, you moron. Because you don't know how to spell. If you're going to come in here and try to talk shit, at least make sense and spell correctly. Idiot. Yeah, it does sound like the Dunkin' Donuts queen, doesn't it? At least I don't throw Dunkin' Donuts at people. It has to be, how I figure, it could only be one of two people. And the big tell for me is that they're nice to Alicia. And I mean, that's pretty stupid because it makes it really fucking obvious who you are. So they like Alicia. It makes it pretty obvious. They don't like Molly Golightly. And it's really funny how they just showed up in here when we were talking about that person earlier. Isn't it strange how this troll just all of a sudden showed up here? This isn't a spelling bee, you idiot. And that's exactly what Tiffany does. She writes the you are, your son's out of control. You do nothing for him. Your husband does his damn laundry. You pathetic mother. Okay. My husband does his damn laundry. How do you know who does my son's laundry and who doesn't? We both do his laundry because that's how our house rolls. He cleans all of his hockey stuff. It depends on who's doing laundry that day. I do it, he does it, and my son's not out of control, dude. So you're not going to trigger me with my son, dude. Try again. My son's out of control. What a douche. What a douche. Misspelling makes you look like an idiot. Yeah, it's not a spelling bee, but it's kind of important to understand what you're saying. All right, hold on. Let me go back and read moderator. I'm scrolling back. PSA, be cautious wearing Crocs while driving. My daughter had a car accident, wore Crocs. Ooh, the brake pedal caught the Croc and severed her foot. Wait, all the way, you mean? Oh, girl, I don't know if I want to see, severed foot. Her foot was saved. It was 60. Oh, my God. Wait, what? How did it get caught on the hold on a second. Yeah, they like Laura, too. I mean, they can't make it any more obvious. Hold on a second. Let me go back up and read that again. That's fucking crazy. Daughter had a car accident where the brake pedal caught in the Croc. How? Like on the top? I'm trying to picture how that happened. That's scary though. But thank you for sharing that in here because that's kind of scary. I don't wear them. Check your email. Okay, I have to check it after I get out of here though because I'm on my phone. If I check my email, it's gonna kick me off the live. Oh, sorry to hear that. Holy shit, that's really scary. Oh my God. Is she okay? Yeah. PSA, don't wear wet Crocs. Just don't wear Crocs. How about that? I don't wear them. I never owned a pair. Those that like, dude, I already have big feet. If I put those on my feet, I would literally look like I was wearing clown shoes. Like, there's just certain shoes that us people with big feet shouldn't wear. those are those are them. Yeah, I don't mind them on little kids. Actually, one of my friend's little daughter was wearing the Crocs the other day. She had, like, they were like sparkly, and she had them on with a little dress, and she looked so cute. You know what's funny? This person, I'm just thinking this in my head. This person, oh God, you guys suck so bad at trolling. Like, anybody, my son, I don't share my son on here, right? Like, you guys don't see him. He don't come on camera. So the only two people that would know anything about my son, right, would be Laura and Tiffany. They're the only two people that I talk to, right? So, like, which was like, what, 3 years ago when he was way younger and obviously more hyper. He's definitely calmed down a lot in the last couple of years. He's maturing. But like, the fact that you even bring that up, don't you realize that that makes it look like, makes it obvious who you are? Because there's only really two people here who've ever even heard my son, and that would be Tiffany or Laura. So it's got to be one of the two. I mean, come on. You're not pretty. You're not fucking too smart. Who cares if my son's he is hyperactive? I've never denied that though. He's a hyperactive kid. Not really so much anymore though. He's kind of calmed down. That's because we, do something to direct his energy. He plays tons of hockey, so it kind of gets his energy out. Back when I was friends with Tiffany and Laura, my son didn't. I don't even think he was in hockey, or he might have just started, but he's way more. But yeah, he was definitely hyperactive. That's for sure. I remember Tiffany used to be like, I'd be on the phone with her. She'd be like, why don't you like turn on Paw Patrol and put him in front of the TV? And I'm like, because that's not what my son does. Like, clearly, your son might have been like that. And that's great. I mean, that he would sit there and watch TV. But my son's definitely not that type of kid that's just going to sit there playing with cars and watching Paw Patrol. Like, that's just not, that's not him. He's active. He runs around. He's a little hyperactive. Mm. But it is weird. Like, what is it? What does my son being hyperactive have to do with anything? Who gives a fuck? So, what if he has a disorder that makes him hyperactive? I think you're gonna make fun of somebody. Like, that's kind of fucked up, dude. Boys are hyperactive. Hyperactive. It's not a bad thing at all. No, it's not. All right. Drop a link. No offense. Don't talk about other people's children in here, please. I don't. I don't. I don't. Laura's kids are good kids. I don't want any negative shit being said about Laura's kids. Okay. You want to say something about Laura? That's fine, but please don't speak on her children. Thank you. I don't. I don't appreciate that. Even if it is Laura who's trolling or one of her people, let's not stoop down to their level, okay? And leave her kids out of it. You want to talk about Laura, say whatever you want. Please don't, say anything offensive about her children. That's not cool. And it's not going to be tolerated here. Could be fat ass Marissa as well, since she talks to those idiots. Well, I wonder how Tiffany feels that, her friend Laura talks to Molly Golightly, who's not her friend, who's said shitty things about her. But that's Laura for you. She's like, hey, if I could make $1, I'll throw my own friend under the bus. That's the type of friend. And trust me, they could all sit there and be like, no, it's fine with me. Tiffany used to bug out, okay? And there's proof of this. Tiffany bugged out one time because B Fergs went in, what was it, Diane's chat? And like, she didn't even say anything negative. She just said she's not supporting Tiffany, which, like, okay, she has the right to say that. That's fine. You know, she didn't support some of the things that I was, doing and saying at the time either. We still remained friends, through it. You don't have to support everything I say and do or believe to be friends with me. You know, she used to flip the fuck out. I mean, she got like this long ass fucking 3-page fucking manifesto community post just because she went in Diane's chat. So you're going to tell me that she's cool with Laura being friends with MGL? No. Sorry. But no. Yeah, frenemies. Well, they're all frenemies. Oh, Kashmir. I get that a lot. When I was growing up, there was this girl, Sam Tefler is on his, I don't know much about her. There was this girl in my neighborhood. I never saw her, so I have no idea what she looks like. But apparently I looked identical to her because like all the people that were older than me used to always ask me, oh my God, do you have a sister? And her name was Lisa or something like that. And I'm like, well, I have a sister, older sister. Yeah, but she doesn't live here. She didn't grow up in the same neighborhood as me. She grew up in Queens. So I'm like, yeah, I do have a sister, but not that lives here. And we don't look anything alike. At least I don't think we do. And I mean, my sister has blue eyes, she has like really light hair and she's tall, really tall. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we look alike at all, but which is weird because we both look like my dad a lot, but we don't look alike. She has like a lot of my dad's facial expressions. My one sister, I mean, when she makes like certain faces, it's like identical to my dad. It's crazy, but she doesn't look like me. And I look just like my dad too. I don't know how that works, but it does. But anyway, yeah, but somebody always used to be like, yeah, you look like this girl, Lisa. And so many people used to tell me, and I still to this day don't know who the fuck they were talking about. I didn't know the girl. But I was like, well, I hope she was like not a fucking troll or something, But yeah. But even now, people come up to me and be like, oh, do you have a sister? You look like somebody. When I first got my nose done, everybody used to tell me I looked like Eva Mendes. Mendez? Is it Mendez? I don't know. And I'm like, thanks. I wish, but thanks. They and L thinks you are obsessed with them, but they are the ones obsessed. Really funny you said that, Forgotten Whispers, because I was actually thinking of this the other day. Okay. She says, Molly Golightly says, I'm obsessed with her for years, right? Then I seen a clip. I forget who was playing it, but there was a clip the other day. And I'm like, you wanted to, and she said that her son or something like that said something about Melissa Schumann. And I'm like, you want to know what's funny about that? You've been obsessed, okay, with Melissa Schumann for fucking how many years? Like, you want to talk about obsessed? You're obsessed with another woman's sexual encounter with a guy, right? That you were supposedly hooked up with, which I don't believe, but whatever. You've been talking about her for how many fucking years now? How many fucking years has it been that you've been talking about Melissa Schumann? So if I'm obsessed with you because I talk about you for 5 years allegedly, right? Or 6, it changed the other day. Then you're fucking obsessed with Melissa Schumann because you've been talking about her way longer than I've been talking about you. Okay. So you want to talk about an obsession? You have a fucking weird obsession, again, with somebody else's sexual encounter with somebody, which is fucking weird. Really fucking weird. I mean, you have a fucking serious obsession with that girl. Stalker, fucking stage 5 clinger obsession. And you're obsessed with talking about a sexual situation with her, which is even fucking weirder because it's none of your business what happened to her. So sit the fuck down, as Laura would say. I need my Adidas sneakers. You know what? That's what I want. Sorry, talking out loud, thinking out loud again. What happened to Fresh Fart? Did they leave? Oh, we were just starting to have fun. I remember Stewie saying that you were obsessed with MGL. And I tried telling him, oh, what happened to him? Like, here's the thing though, right? I don't care. Obsessed with clothes that are 3 sizes too small. Oh my God. Yeah. B Friggs. I saw that clip. She's talking about Melissa Schumann. No, she was talking about hooking up with Nick Carter in front of her son. I'm like, dude, that is so like weird. Like, I've never once in my life mentioned an ex-boyfriend or anything in front of my son. I never will. Like, I don't, my son doesn't need to know about that. As far as my son knows, I met my husband, and that's the only, person that I was ever like with in that way. That's it. That's all he needs to know. You don't need to know about exes and all that other shit. It's fucking gross, dude. Talk about weird. Fresh start is my first block. They are just rude. Yeah. It's either one of a few people, but here's oh my God. My shoes have been in my fucking car for God knows how long. I've been looking for all this shit. I never took these out. Hold on. Ovi, I don't want to yell at you for barking because, I don't want to abuse you. So. You're so abusive to your dog. I'm abusive. These people are fucking so insane. I'm abusive to my dog because I tell him not to chew shit up in my house. Okay. And I tell him, and I said that he was annoying for smelling me. These people are fucking ridiculous. Stewie ended up getting catfished by a gay guy. Oh, jeez. I actually thought Fresh Start was somebody else, but I have a feeling I know who they are. Yeah. Ovi is abusing the neighborhood. Oh my God, dude. I mean, like, you have to yell at your dog sometimes so that you teach them, just like kids, you kind of have to teach them right from wrong. I mean, it just kind of comes with the territory of owning a dog. You have a responsibility, like, to teach them for their own safety and yours to not, like, eat plastic, or things that they could potentially choke on or swallow. So, yeah, sometimes you do have to yell at them and tell them to stop. That has to be Tiffany. She has fucking cat. Coca! I never heard somebody yell at a cat before in my life, dude. Like, listen, I've only owned a cat once in my life when I was young, and I never yelled at it. I never had to yell at my cat, like, because cats, I don't know, they really just don't do anything bad. They're not like dogs. They're not as, I know they can do bad things. I'm not saying like they can knock over, flower pots and shit, but like they're not, to me, when they do bad things, it's not like intentional, like the way dogs are spiteful, especially this little guy right here. He's spiteful. Snoop was spiteful too. If you left him, he would like, me and my husband, I'll never forget, we came home from work one day when we first moved into this house, and we went out. We had just bought a couch. It wasn't like, it was used. We got it on like Craigslist or something for the living room up here. It was just like temporary, so we had somewhere to sit until we were able to afford a better couch. And the people were getting rid of it. It was brand new. So what do you call it? We went and got the couch, whatever. So we only had it for like, I don't know, maybe like a month or whatever. And there's this one day we come home from work and we had to go back out to go shopping for something. And Snoop got mad at us and he chewed a little hole in the couch, right on like the top, on the arm, on the armrest part. And I was so mad. But that's it. Dobermans are very spiteful. If you leave them, they get spiteful. Like Ovi, if you like walk away from him, he'll go grab something just to be spiteful, like, and he only does it certain times, so I know it's being done out of spite. But like cats, I don't know, cats don't really do that. At least I don't think they do. I don't know, I probably shouldn't base every cat off of the one cat that I had years ago, but I mean, I just never had to yell at it, the cat. Like, she never did anything where I felt like I had to yell at her. Tiffany, holy shit, dude. She screams at the cat. Coca! Coca! I'm like, holy shit. I just never heard somebody yelling at a cat. I thought it was like the weirdest thing. I didn't think it was abusive. I just thought it was weird because I was like, what the fuck is a cat doing? Well, I guess like if they're clawing at something, you yell at them. She used to like scream at this thing. Stupidest fucking name ever, by the way, for an animal. Kukla. I'm like, that is a weird fucking name. Yeah, some cats are definitely dicks. So my ex-boyfriend's cat, when we were younger, it used to like wait in the bushes when I was coming up. And when I would walk, it would like jump out of the bushes and like attack my leg. I think it was crazy. They can be assholes. Like, I'm not saying they're not assholes, but like, I don't know. I just never heard people yelling at cats like that. It was like, wow, she's like screaming at her cat. Benny Keys calling TM's Hooch Kukla was embarrassingly hilarious. Oh my God, I know. Yeah, the cat's name was Kukla. Now she's going to be like, you're doxing my cat. Doxed my cat. Yeah, Kukla. I'm like, oh, okay. That's a fucking weird name, but I mean, my dog's name is weird too. My cat will go to my cell phone charger or hockey puck or my AirPods across the room. Cats chew on things? I didn't know they did that. Get out of here. See, I'm not a cat person. Like, no offense if you love cats. I just, like, personally wouldn't want one. I think they're cute. A cat had kittens in my backyard. Oh my God, they were so cute. They were so cute. Especially when they're kittens. They're so cute. But, like, I'm not a cat person. Like, I'll never have one. But, so I don't really know too much about them. Everybody in my family has cats except me. Like, my mom, she didn't really, like, care for cats. The only reason we had one when I was young was because we had mice. We got mice in the house. My mom fucking was terrified of mice. Me and my brother, it was like a stray cat. It was like hanging out on our property, and it was an orange like tabby cat. And we kept asking my mom, you know, can we bring it in? Can we bring it? She's like, no, 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 no. She kept saying no. So all of a sudden one day she saw a mouse and she's like, get that cat in here. I mean, the cat didn't do anything about the mice, but she was cool though. She was like an indoor outdoor cat. So she spent like most of the day outside, and then she would come in the house and sleep at night and eat, you know. But that was it. That was the only time. She had kittens. After we took her in, she had kittens. So we had to give those away, find homes for them. Is a pet doxer. The next 30, yeah, right? The 30-minute live stream Laura does. I'm a pet doxer. I doxed Tiffany's cat. Coca! That's exactly how she used to do it. Coca! Coca! I'm like, oh my God, dude. Poor cat. She hates dogs. That's how I should have known when she told me that. It should have been a sign. That's why she used to tell MGL that she's like, I love Violet. I was like, that bitch is lying through her teeth, because she straight up fucking told me that she hates dogs. Like, straight up told me. And I was like, something's fucking wrong with this bitch. Like, she needs some mental help, because if you don't like dogs, there's something wrong with you. There really is. Sorry, no offense, but there's something wrong with you if you like don't like dogs. Like, I understand not wanting to own a dog. That's fine, because it's a big responsibility. But to not like dogs, there's something fucking wrong with you. So then when she said it to me, she caught herself and she's like, well, I don't like little dogs. Because she used to complain, I guess the neighbor had I think it was a mini pincher, which pissed me off even more because I love mini pinchers. I had a few of them growing up. Well, not growing up, in my adult life. And I love min pins. So, but she's like, it barks all the time. She used to complain. Well, that's what dogs do. They fucking bark. But she changed it to like, she hates little dogs. But I'm like, nah, you already said it, girl. You already said you hate dogs. It's too late. And I'm like, only you would hate dogs. But it makes a lot of sense. I love any dog, honestly. I'm not into like, I don't know why. I just don't like dogs with like, not that I don't like them. I just never would own one. The dogs with like the fluffy hair, like a lot of hair, but like they're just not my type of dog. I wouldn't like the kind Laura has, that white dog that she has. Like that type of dog wouldn't be my type of dog to own. But I mean, collies have a lot of hair. I love them. But I think I prefer bigger dogs. But I love Mexicans. Sorry, sir. Did I say something to offend you? Did I say something to offend you? You seem offended. But I love any dog, really. Cats meow in peace, meow loudly. You know what the coolest thing was when I had a cat? I used to want it to lick my fingers all the time because they have that. Their tongues are so fucking cool. They feel like sandpaper. It's like so fucking weird. Their tongues are like so weird. They're dry and like rough feeling, but they feel kind of cool when they lick you. Like dog licks are gross. Ugh, wet, sloppy dog licks. No thanks. Cats, all day. That feels so cool on your hand when they lick your fingers and shit. They're like, their sandpaper tongue. I had a friend, this girl. This is why I know that there is a difference between street smarts and like common sense smarts. Okay, I mean, and book smarts. This girl that I was friends with, right? she was she was pretty smart. Like she got really good grades in school. She was in on all honors classes, right? Even through fucking high school. But she was like the dumbest fucking person I ever met at the same time. When I had my cat, she was at my house one day and she had never owned a cat either. And the cat was purring, right? It was like, you know how they make that purring noise when you pet them and shit. So she's like, how's it do that? So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? She's like, it's like vibrating. So I'm like, I decided to fuck with her at this moment. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, I'm like, it has batteries in it. And she's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it has batteries in it. And I'm like, you put the batteries in it. And I flipped the cat over and I showed her on the stomach. The cat had a scar from, it had a hysterectomy. We had it spayed. So I show her the scar and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, every month you have to bring it in and get the batteries replaced. And she's like, no way. She's like, holy shit. That's crazy. I'm like, yeah, she totally fucking believed me. Okay. To the point where she went to school the next day and people were coming up to me at school. They're like, yo, did you tell Cheryl that cats have batteries? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, she really believes that. And people were trying to tell her that it wasn't true. Hey, give me that. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to yell at you for taking my lighter off the table. That's abusive. What do you call it? Like she so seriously believed it that she wouldn't, like when people were telling her it wasn't true, she thought people were trying to trick her. And I was like, how could this girl be this smart? Because she got such good grades in school and then so fucking dumb at the same time that she believes that cats actually have batteries. Like, she really fucking believed this. And like then I finally had to tell him, like, Cheryl, they don't have batteries. I was joking with you. And she's like, stop, you're lying. I'm like, no, I swear to God, they don't take batteries, dude. I was tricking you. I was fucking around with you. She really fucking believed it. It was like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, I did tell her I was kidding, and she did believe me when I told her I was kidding. The bigger the dog, the bigger the shit they take. That is true. That is true. I couldn't believe she believed it. Like, I wonder if she still thinks to this day cats have batteries. We all used to fuck with her because she was so gullible. She would believe anything. Like but then at the same time, she was like incredibly smart too. It was just such a weird thing. She was like a walking oxymoron because it was like, how are you this good? Like you're in the honor society, but yet you believe cats have batteries. Like that just doesn't even make sense. That's how I was. My sister used to call me the smartest dumb person. She goes, well, my brother's kind of like that too. I mean, he's like super, super book smart, but when it comes to common sense, like sometimes he's just completely fucking lacking in the common sense department. And I just don't even get it. You'll take Ovi. He's fine. Don't worry. We're not abusing him. There's always one asshole, that has the fucking pet police over here. Meanwhile, they're probably cool at like MJL's dog walking around in fucking dresses every day. That poor thing. I call that being a Heather. I had an old friend like that growing up. Ooh, I just lost that. Her name was Heather. Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie, The Heathers. That was a good movie. Gotta watch that. I lost out on the common sense part. I have the common sense. I totally lost out on the book smarts, dude. Like I suck in school, math, memorizing facts. I was listening to Alicia's live the other day, and I was like, she was talking about how hard math is. But the funny part is she's like, I'm in calculus. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what calculus is, okay? Like, I know it's math, but I have no idea what it entails, and nor do I want to know because I'd probably faint. I hate math. I'm so bad at math, dude. Like, so bad at it. I was in this slow class. Like, I had to be